So, Smugglers Run. As in my head, I'm hearing the imaginary Star Wars music that I can't play because they'll block anything that has, because
We
Star
don't
Wars.
hum it to ourselves.
Oh, good. So you can't hear the Star Wars in the background that I'm playing.
Yep. So the pretense for this story is going to be is you guys have a ship. It's called the Tuscan Landing because it's in honor of Tuscan 47, so it's got to use Tuscan somewhere.
There you
You
go.
guys were hired to bring a cargo hold full of different alcohols to a Imperial held planet that you knew was Imperial, but it was cool because you had landing codes to land, and the payoff was super sweet on this deal. It was a super sweet payoff. So you guys took the job, you made the jump, you made the pickup, you made the delivery. Just as you were about to get paid for the job, you realized exactly who your employer was for this job when he came out of his residence with a small squad of stormtroopers in his retainer, and immediately impounded your ship and arrested both of you on accounts of smuggling.
Oh, it was a sting operation? I thought we were smarter than that.
Right?
There's a reason the pay was so high.
And then you realize, also in honor of Tuscan, and since I got to meet Timothy Zahn at a Tuscan, it is Moff Zahn. Because if you put a hyphen in it, it's totally Star Wars names. Who is an infamous smuggler and pirate hunter. So you guys know that as soon as he was identified in his night robe, because you guys parked in his private spaceport, you thought everything was cool, and then all of a sudden troopers show up and this guy, you knew you were boned. So of course, being smart smugglers, you were biding your time because you didn't want to get shot down by a TIE fighter squad or gunned down
No.
by a squad of stormtroopers. You guys of course put your hands up and surrender. Because you guys know better than that. So needless to say, you guys have been cooling your heels for a day or two, but one of the big secrets you have is that in your cargo hold. Now, which one of you guys is the captain of the ship, by the way? Or is your captain dead? It could be that your captain was an NPC that got murdered, and now you guys got field promotions.
Could be. It wouldn't be me.
Does there have to be a captain when we're smugglers? Can we just be partners?
Okay.
Sure.
Okay, so thankfully one of you, and I'll leave that up to you, as you guys were being arrested, just when you saw that all hell was breaking loose, you realized that being smugglers, the alcohol, especially the Corellian whiskey, was not the main thing that you were hauling on this smuggler's run. You were actually using this job as a facade to smuggle a cargo load of Coruscant gems. Coruscant gems that are very, very, very expensive, rare gems. Some say that Jedi's back in the day could use them on their on their laser swords. Because you're not Jedi, you'll totally call them laser swords. And but they're very, very valuable. I mean, some weapons users supposedly can make weapons out of them, but you guys don't know that crap. So one of you, and I'll let you guys decide, was very, very crafty and smart, and last minute hid those gems on the ship in the little smuggler's hold that your ship has.
Okay.
Which basically means you pulled out the air vent and dumped them down into the air vent, hoping nobody would look into it.
Yeah, it could be me. I mean, because you're hitting all my notes for my motivation, which is ambition and that is wealth.
So these crystals are the score of a lifetime, basically. So you know for a fact that the score of crystals is worth more than the ship itself. So you're hoping to get out of the predicament you're in, which is kind of sticky. I mean, as it may be, it's kind of sticky. And you guys, want to get to your ship, get to your crystals if you can't get to the ship and get them off the ship, and steal something better, and get the hell out of here.
Excuse me. Not steal. Acquire.
I mean,
Steal is
technically, it's
such
your
a
ship. It's not
such a harsh
stealing.
term.
You're liberating
Very
your ship.
pejorative words here.
So you
That's
guys
nice, but not.
sadly have been separated. You're in different cells with your droids, which is totally wacky that they put you in with your droids, but they had nothing better to do with them. Because, Imperials, they've arrested you. At that point, they realize you've totally given up and you've lost the will to fight.
Yeah, that's it.
Right.
Because this is
Yeah.
totally what happens with big government.
It's exactly what we want them to think.
So as you see, the map is slowly fading into the
Look at that. It even has
basement
us placed
prison.
in ourselves.
Now the question is, did I put the right droids in the right cells? Or is that part of the Stormtroopers' dastardly plan?
Nope. Yep.
No, you did.
So as you've been, the cells are completely. Hold on just a second. I think food is here. Delivery. Gotta love the timing. So check out
I
your
heard
character
the
sheets
signal in the
and
background.
discuss amongst yourselves. I'll be right back.
All right. So I'm assuming our weapons are gone then.
Yeah. I still have my pheromones.
As a Politico, I still have my voice, which is a weapon. So,
Yep.
Scathing tirade. I can cause them strain.
I've got 2 in charm and 1 in deception.
Cool. And can you fire a weapon?
Da, da, da.
I mean, you can fire a weapon, but I mean, like, well.
I can try to find the trigger and press it, but that's about it.
I'm assuming gave you probably a couple ranks in range light.
I have 1 in ranged light, and that is
Alright.
all of my combat. Damn.
Yeah, but you got. Yeah, but what's your dice pool? 4? 3?
I got 1 yellow and 2 green.
Okay. Yeah, I'm
Well.
1 yellow, 1 green, so you're at least a slightly better shot. So.
We're liars and sneaks, not fighters, I guess.
What exactly? So I got 2 and.
We needed that Draconian. We really did.
Well, I honestly didn't expect another talker type potentially in the group, but that's okay.
You never know what you're going to get in these one-off games, right?
Oh, yeah. So, but yeah, I'm like 2 yellows in deception, a yellow and a 2 green in charm. It's not my forte, and then 2 yellow, 1 green and coercion, and then I got 2 yellow and a green in leadership. So
I'm not really sure what I'm good for besides just thinking I'm better than everybody else.
a guy trying to make it and get wealthy in the world. He basically worked as a low-level functionary for a Hutt clan and screwed up a deal, and they booted him, and now he owes them $10K for what he lost. So I'm owing money back to the Hutts so I can move on with my life.
We all owe money to the Hutts. That's why we're smugglers. It's hard to get out of this game.
Right.
My droid has a blaster pistol and the arc welder and melee skills, so I'm not totally. Why am I still in the cell when I'm sitting here with an arc welder? What is wrong with me?
Well, yeah, we'll work on that because mine's got an arc welder and a what the hell's he got? What's the other?
Sorry about that. So you guys have obviously been discussing in your jail cells with each other through the small hole that you found in the ventilator.
Yes.
Yeah, we're wondering why we're still sitting here since they were stupid enough to put us both in a cell with an arc welder, and in my case, a blaster pistol.
Well, if you have weapons that you think you would still have on you, like a holdout blaster, give me a let me see if you were able to hide that blaster before they, checked you for weapons.
Well, my blaster, I do carry in a what the hell is it? The Mark 58 or something, Model 58 concealed holster, because it's not a holdout blaster.
The droids usually carry their blasters internally, right? They don't want to wander around with them in their hands.
So both of your droids have been fit with restraining bolts at the moment.
Okay. So mine would be, so it adds a black to perception checks to discover concealed weapon, which is usable for light and holdout blaster pistols. So is that a check you're rolling, or is it a check we make?
It'll give, since it adds a black, it'll give you a blue to your skullduggery to keep your concealed weapon concealed.
Well, that's not like a beneficial one for me.
It's totally beneficial.
All right. You gonna set it up there?
Yep, I've got it set up there. And first, let's go ahead and roll our light side, dark side.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too. We have not.
Now is the official start time, now that Wiener Schnitzel, the official Star Wars delivery
Wiener Schnitzel. Is that the
corn dogs for everyone?
Is that who's hosting the show? Smugglers Run, brought to you by Wiener Schnitzel.
Wiener Schnitzel corn dogs.
Oh, wonderful.
Okay.
That was Korzak, so our droid gets to you.
Nope. We won't bother giving the droids destiny points.
Had to try. Oh, Jesus. You sure? How did we end up with 4 dark?
Wow.
2 ones and a light. Wait, what?
You should be seeing 2 dark and no light.
Yep.
Let me sync. Oh, there
you do something to us.
Yeah, that's really ugly start. You sure the droids don't get to go?
So who would like to now by all means you can let them take your weapons. You can just say, hey, I know you're gonna put it in the weapons locker very conveniently for us to find them out later. But you don't have to hide your weapons on you.
Well, mine just is conveniently, so I'm not hiding. It's just conveniently in a concealed holster.
In a way that it may just be overlooked, which is totally sensible.
Right, and then my other weapon is actually a, not that I'm very good at it, but I also have a CS12 Stun Master, which actually has adds a black to perception to find it on an individual. So blue. So both. I guess I need a roll for both weapons.
Okay, so that means I need 2 threat for them to find both your weapons.
Okay. Let me know when you're ready. I'll make my roll, and then.
I am ready for this terribly horrible roll.
It's going to be awful. And it's a wash.
So, in this case, they kind of looked over you and kind of gave you the half-ass pat down. And they just kind of like, whatever. And because you were submitting for the pat down so nicely, and you were probably talking political crap to them while you're doing it. About the totalitarian, dictatorship that they work for.
So I have paired heavy blaster pistols, so it seems kind of improbable that they would have missed those. However, I do have a concealed escape kit.
Yes, in your boot is a hollowed out escape and evasion kit. Basically, it's a laser cutter and stuff. So if you want to hand them your blasters, knowing full well you've got an escape kit in your foot, you can. I mean,
I don't think there's any point trying to. Even a stormtrooper would be having a hard time missing my paired heavy blaster pistols on my hips.
Which you're probably wearing proudly out there. So.
Right.
Proudly gunslinger style, Yes, you've got that cool smuggler's coat that's good for hiding things, but you've got your 2 6-shooters on your hips that stick out loud and proud. That you're quite handy with using.
Yeah.
Okay, so you just open your coat and let them take the pistols out, knowing full well your boot feels kind of heavy because there's that escape kit inside
So
there.
we'll just get those. We'll get those on the way out. It's all right.
I'm just a politician. Why would I have weapons or armor? Because basically I'm wearing armored clothing, which actually adds 2 black to perception checks. So to determine that my clothing is actually armor.
Oh.
I'm a politician in the underground. So, I come
You don't want to look
prepared
like
for
you're
stuff.
packing a ballistic vest when you're wearing a ballistic vest.
Right. Or weapons, because I'm just a talker.
I mean, not only do I have an escape kit, I also have a holographic costume. So all I gotta do is get us out of our cells, and all of a sudden I'm a stormtrooper. So
there you go. You'll be escorting us. All right.
So now your holographic outfit actually just changes to different trendy style clothing. It doesn't simulate armor.
Oh, does it really?
Yeah, it basically simulates. It's so you can click buttons and have the best hot topic outfit on at every situation.
But you could scan an outfit, so you could take an Imperial officer, right?
Programmed by the user.
What's that?
It says any dress or outfit programmed by the user.
Mm-hmm.
Could be an Imperial officer, though, right? That's not armor.
Okay.
Yeah, you could totally do Imperial uniforms. That would totally be a thing.
Yeah.
Because who would want to just be a trooper? You're going to be stopped every other second.
Or worse, you turn that corner and somebody's like, "Come with me, trooper."
Yeah.
Then the question becomes, as a smuggler who's constantly smuggling things into Empire territory, would I already have that programmed, or do I have to go knock somebody out and scan their clothes?
You would basically. What uniform do you think you would have already programmed?
Some type of fairly high-ranking Imperial uniform, I'm sure.
Okay, so like a major or something lower than that, like just a straight lieutenant.
Probably a major.
Okay, so you got nice important rank bearing on your side there.
Yeah, I'm not a moth, obviously.
Yeah, don't want to get too up there.
And then all of a sudden you're thinking, shit, I forgot my disguise kit.
Okay, so the tools would not have been removed from the droids as far as like a...
Once they put the restraining bolt on the droids, they're figuring, this is fine. These guys don't look like mechanics. They can't take off the restraining bolts.
Okay. Yeah, they're
How hard is it to take out a bolt?
It's a mechanics roll.
Okay.
Or you'll be like Luke trying to claw at the damn thing until it pops off accidentally. Because he totally could have used a tool right then. Oh, wait. He forgot how to use his tools.
Right. So it is mechanics. Yeah, my mechanics is only 2 green. Not super good.
It's only against 2 purple. I mean, I'm just going to throw that out there.
Well, then there's a chance. But you have the slicing droid, so if you can get yours the slicer, and then you could probably slice the doors instead of me cutting through the doors.
Oh, slicing is like data. It's like a computer hacker.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like when you see R2 jack in the door and pop the lock.
You want me to jack into the thing and... Okay. Well, that might be less noisy and obvious than arc cutting. Yeah.
Right.
All right, let me try first.
So if you can get the bolt off of your droid.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. I didn't have that set yet.
Oh,
you definitely don't want that roll. Unless you want that roll, I mean.
Well, that's a success against a red and 2 purple, so.
Yeah, that was way harder than it was supposed to be. But then again, that blue was really, really potent there.
Yeah, it was.
So go ahead and try rolling again. I've got the right 2 purple.
All right, you're ready this time, huh?
Yep, I'm ready this time. As you're like clawing at the damn restraining bolt, and the poor droid is just making this really sedated, sad. As you're trying to claw the restraining bolt off, tell him it's gonna be okay, boy, or girl, or cat, or droid. depending on what your fond term is for them. As you know, it just gives you this really sad. Now you do have your escape and evasion kit, so you could try using the tools in it because it's got a laser cutter in there. Even that would give you a free upgrade.
Or a
Basically,
lockpick set.
Mm-hmm.
Or a lockpick set.
Yep. But I mean, for popping off the restraining bolt, you could use those tools to either pop the door with the skullduggery or computers or mechanics, or the mechanics for popping off the restraining bolt.
If I use the escape kit on the droid, though, then I'm depending on the droid to get me out of this cell because I won't have any more to use on this cell.
The kit is thankfully reusable unless you roll 3 threat that makes it break.
Yeah, it's not like a It's not like a stem.
Okay.
It's a really nice kit. It's got a knife that comes out of your boot in case you need to stab someone to escape the knots, you know. So would you like to use that kit?
Yeah.
Okay, I've got your upgrade in there, so you'll be seeing a gold and a green versus 2 purple. And you can always use one of your destiny points. I'm just saying.
Now, can we? Is there a window?
So then I'm rolling mechanics again, and that's with that advantage, right?
Mm-hmm. So you guys know that you're in the basement, basically the area of the estate.
The dungeon.
Because every moth has a prison hidden back there.
Right.
And immediately you pop out your tools and your laser cutter and what is your term of endearment for your droid, by the way?
Hey you.
Hey you, don't move. And as you start zapping with the laser cutter, the droid starts shaking violently, trying not to die, but restraining bolts so you can't really move away from you. As every time you're trying to zip, the droid kind of wiggles a few inches away from you, saying, "No!" To which you as I choke on corn dog.
Please don't choke. We're not done with you yet.
You hear mechanical knuckles rap on your door, and then a heavy synthesized modulated voice of a droid saying, "Cut it out, you guys in there. Here is your food." And the food slot opens up, and a serving droid just shoves a tray of food and it like clinks on the floor, and half the food falls off the tray. Total douchebag. And then the droid is coming over here to this door any second to open the hatch for your food. So
on which one? Mine?
Oh, yep, to yourself. She was making so much noise and fuss with her droid that she got fed first.
Yeah, wow.
Organics.
Or maybe it's just because I'm more important.
Right. Is there windows in these doors, or are we like totally closed off?
Totally closed off with just a slot for food trays to come back and forth.
Okay. Okay.
And of course, there's a little doggy door kind of size door that lets a mouse droid come through to clean up your cell.
So, as I hear this, I'll put my foot in the way of the little door so that he can't get it slid in.
Okay, so you put your foot there, and it's like a little mail slot, All of a sudden, you just get rat-tat-tat, and oh my, something's wrong with the door. Rat-tat-tat. Okay, do me a favor. Give me a athletics or coordination, I'll let you pick which, against the droid's mighty powerful strength to try to wrench the tray door open.
All right. Yeah, it's the same. You ready?
Yep. Okay. So basically, you guys are having this give or take, and the door kind of opens a few. He's like, you in the cell. And you're hearing some weird mechanical barking sound meant to threaten you into stepping away from the door. Away from the door! Allow me to dispense your food units. You require a minimum of 12,000 calories a day.
So he's opened the door?
He's attempting to try to shove the tray through. And it sounds like if you keep it up, he may open the actual door to dispense your food if it's not opening up. But he knows that you're holding it shut.
I don't know what you're talking about. It appears to be stuck. There's a lot of rust. I don't know what kind of maintaining you do here.
Okay, go ahead and give me a deception. And I'm going to give you a free upgrade for those 3 advantages, by the way.
Okay, yep. Okay, ready?
Mm-hmm.
God.
And the problem is, as soon as you're saying that, your stomach is grumbling, and you're just like, oh man, I hope it doesn't spill the food on the floor this time. It tasted horrible last time. I don't know what kind of fur that was in the food last time.
Not with us today.
And immediately the droid says, you have 5 seconds to step away from the door before I discharge a stun blast. And you hear this like hum of the door. It's got its own shock button.
Yeah.
And he has not fallen for your shenanigans. And he's like, no nonsense business here. I've heard that story before.
All right, I step back.
Okay, and he opens the tray and kind of like looks, he bends down to awkwardly look through and gives you the sternest droid look ever, which just means his lights are turned to little pencil beams, and he shoves your tray so hard it just scatters food everywhere.
So tempting to shove a blaster right in his face.
As the droid just looks at you and says, and he points the little finger like a schoolmarm of, you will learn to be compliant and obey until the master has time to see to you after his party tonight.
I just give him an innocent look.
What's the information?
Yeah. Yeah, just give him an innocent look like, I don't know.
I'm wise to your ways, filthy rebel scum. And he walks off with a little saunter. His little flap locks closed.
It's like C-3PO.
So you guys know you got a few hours before, anyone comes to check on you or anything like that, because he's basically your caretaker right now. And you haven't heard that there's any other prisoners in these cells down here, which is good, because when you guys showed up, somebody was shot and pulled out of the cell that Till was in.
Oh, nice. That's reassuring.
So what is your guys' plan as she's been futzing with her bot's restraining bolt badly?
Yeah, so I'm assuming they took my data spikes away and data pad and stuff like that.
Did you want to try to hide a data stick?
No, not necessarily, no. But
okay.
But what about my utility belt?
You know what? They would leave your utility belt. It's not like they take off anything that doesn't look weapon-like. They just gave you that once over, give us your weapons.
Right.
And you guys were fairly compliant.
So I guess I will try to remove my restraining bolt from my droid. And
so what is your term of endearment for your droid besides hey you?
I call him RB.
Okay. And RB just goes, hey, droid. Okay,
yeah,
so I've got your difficulty set as you're going to go up there and take off your boot and try to knock off the restraining bolt with mechanics.
Well, actually, I happen to have a tool in the utility belt that's going to help me remove that.
Oh, so conveniently you futz through the utility belt and you do indeed pull out a little tool that you shoved in there, maybe a broken screwdriver, hyper spanner. And you're like, aha, I knew eventually one day I'd use this.
Yep.
So you have 1 upgrade. How quickly those 2 points disappear.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've got your upgrade in there.
All right, so mechanics, right?
Mechanics.
Yeah, because politicals are really mechanical. Oops.
Anybody can get lucky.
And they can.
Like I said, anybody can get lucky. So immediately you just grab it, thumb it, take your tool, and pry it like you're shucking a mango. And it pops right off, and immediately your droid is doing the happy dance and making the happy squeals.
No, not so loud. Gotta stay calm.
Opens up its hatch and gives you a little thumbs up. Only it's with an arc welder, so it's kind of terrifying and makes you step back half a step.
Right. All right, RB, we need to get out of here.
And he gives you the whoop whoop.
So he will make a attempt to work the cell.
Okay, so you're having RB go over there and jack into the data port.
Yep.
Okay, so go ahead and give me a computers roll. As he puts his little dealio in, asks for consent first. Doing its thing.
Yep. All right, we ready?
Yep.
Oh.
And literally he like turns his head to you, nodding affirmative. That obviously he's spoken binary to this program once before, apparently. In its version 1.0, it made friends with it, and it's carried on this relationship. As the door immediately blasts open in like half a second, you're just like, this is why we bring droids.
Exactly.
As RB just
give him a pat on the dome there.
And he gives you that happy puppy dog astromech little sound.
And if he can, like, maybe open both cells?
RB, you're the best.
Comes this little noise through the hole. Wait, your door's open? And immediately, your poor droid gives you the stink eye. Really? He's the best? I'm right here with you. He's the best?
Hey, you. Did you open my door?
And the droid just gives you a sad, bad motivator look.
How sad could he be with a restraining bolt in?
So I'm assuming he's not there at the moment.
Okay, so go ahead and do a computer's roll for RB to open her cell up as well.
Alrighty. Computers. There we go. And took him a second longer.
And you just get to and then door opens up. So both your cells are open.
Woohoo!
And RB, go fix your buddy there.
Okay, so you're immediately Till is immediately popping out of her cell, taking a look of things. You see that you guys know from when you were brought down here that the lift is this direction. You believe your belongings were taken this way. That's where they were kind of heading with your stuff. Okay. So you believe your belongings are that way.
Cool. All right. So I will have RB fix up.
Hey, you.
R3.
Okay, go ahead and give me a mechanics check. You're all ready.
All right.
As RB just goes up to his little buddy and he's like, I got you, man. I got you, droid.
Just can't get any cute nicknames out of
R3.
And sadly, he sees that someone took like a laser pin tool and kind of welded it on harder, and he's just having an issue popping it off. Yeah. As he's making some kind of thing of like, did someone weld this on?
Who, me?
Which sadly is kind of what the dispenser does, is it shock welds it on.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
I mean, he's got an arc welder.
Like, who in the hell butchered this thing and put it on here?
Those damn stormtroopers. I'm telling you, they messed everything up.
So poor R3's kind of still looking down, sad, and partially, blocked from doing anything because, damn restraining bolts.
Yeah. I guess I'm gonna give blues to everybody with all the advantages, because otherwise, not much else I can do with it right now.
Okay. So do you guys give the place a look around, by the way?
Well, yeah.
Okay. So both of you guys give me perception checks, as your droids are doing the droid stuff that Star Wars is known for, which means being goofy And you guys are serious.
You all set?
Yep.
All right.
See, this is really just a trick to give me some time to eat, but you know.
Yeah.
And does Till want to give me a perception check too? Till is kind of just embarrassed about that whole laser welder thing because you know you really welded it on well. So when you guys look around, you do notice that there seems to be camera on this door here. So if you get closer to that door, you'll be spotted. Right now, you seem to be safe-ish. And there seems to be a camera over this door that you guys think you're out of sight of. And of course, there's a little camera on this door too when you go to the access hatch to get entranceway. So when you get closer to that, what's that?
Where was the first one?
So I'll go ahead and mark it with little dips.
Yeah.
Little dangerous yellow bips. So there's a camera here, a camera here, and here. Don't know what's in that big door, but it must be something serious.
Right.
And a camera here. And you're pretty sure you saw this, the lift room with the 2 lifts, it was full of cameras everywhere. Because that's where you put all your cameras.
All right. So cameras and
we can't move around very easily until we get our slicer.
right.
I feel like I don't have a lot to work with right now.
Well, I can try again, right? With the RB.
Yeah, you can have RB try on R3 again.
Yeah, so I'll give him a blue.
Okay, got a blue.
Yeah. From the butt ton of advantages, so he gives himself a blue.
And I'll give you an upgrade for 3 of those advantages.
All right.
Because he did have 5 after all.
Yeah.
So now he has mastered where someone arc welded the jack on. Now he's like totally prepared to bring out the big torch to like blast through it and melt it to pieces. He's totally prepared.
Yeah, because he just kind of went up there and like tried to snatch it off, thinking, yeah, no problem.
Instead, he's giving you the general warning of whoop, 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 whoop. So make sure you look away because the arc welder is going to start zapping arc weld electricity everywhere.
All right. Here we go.
And for, of course, 1 quick second, you guys see nothing but bright blue white lightning going, and then all of a sudden you hear this ting, 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 and you both turn around just as, you know, you see this big red glowing pimple on the side of R3. And RB is just like, whoop, 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 doing a little happy dance, and then R3 gives him the little, like, chest bump of victory. Because this is droid cheering each other on. This is what they do.
Happy droids.
That we should grab both of those restraining bolts and take them with us. They have droids looking at over us down here, not stormtroopers, so they might come back.
Yep. So yeah, we'll snatch those up.
That shithead with the food comes back, we can make him our bitch.
That works.
Okay, so you guys have your droids free. You know where you think the cameras are covering everything. Like how I put it that way. So what's your next? What's the next goal?
R3D6, little buddy. I think it's on you now. You're gonna have to sneak yourself on over here and see if you can reach out with your little probe and hack into that camera right there. Maybe you can turn them all off. I think they're networked.
Let's find out. Okay, so he's immediately giving you the affirmative nod. He squirrels on over there. I do one of those because, you know.
Uh-oh.
Of course you do.
This way I'm keeping the economy going.
Right.
So go ahead and roll his computer's roll as he starts slicing.
He's good at computers.
He's not only good at computers, he's the best.
Yeah, he is.
Because
Holy cow.
No one will ever even know he was there. He put the recording on a loop, so no one will ever even know the cameras are down.
exactly. So for your triumph, that's exactly what he does. Is he shuts off the cameras, but then gives you the affirmative loop gesture that he gives you, which is like 3 glowing red lights and a blue light, and they just keep going boop 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 boop, letting you know that he's hacked it. He's sliced those cameras, and he's got them on a loop that should be going for like 24 hours.
Nice.
And all of the cameras, you see their little obvious blinking red light kind of powers down as you realize
Sweet.
there are no eyes on you now. 100% sure.
100.
So I'm thinking if
Nice.
everyone's busy with this big important party tonight, then as long as we're reasonably quiet and not too obvious, we should be able to get about and accomplish what we need to accomplish here.
I think so, yeah, because they'll definitely be, more concerned with party and assume that we're just, manhandled and taken care of and locked away. No issues. So yeah, I think we're fairly safe as long as we don't get crazy.
You know what those
So-
moths are like when they have a party.
Oh yeah. So, well, let's go check that room across the way out and see if we can get the rest of our gear.
Okay, so you guys just confidently stroll across the detention center.
Of course.
I
It's ours now.
If the cameras are out, the cameras are out.
We got this.
He's like, that's okay, I've looped every camera in this place. Okay, so you're going to have him slice the door?
Yeah, I guess he should try and do that.
Okay. R3's drunk on victory. He will gladly slice this door.
See if it lasts.
And as soon as he's victorious and pumped up on the victory, he goes, and all of a sudden he makes this alarmist sound and like pulls his little port out real quick. And he just looks at you and says, "Hey, remember how I hacked into the cameras? There's people moving around in that room." That's
Oh boy.
totally why he failed his check, because he saw someone moving around in the room.
All right, so we're not gonna barge in there just at this second.
Well, I mean, how many somebodies is he thinking?
He immediately tells you that there's 2 organics in the room.
We could take them. So I pull out my blaster.
Weapons they have. Oh right, you have a blaster.
Yeah, I pull out my blaster. I pull out my CS Sunmaster and toss it over to you. I don't know how good you are at melee, but hey, it's something.
Yeah. Well, R3 has a blaster. He can pull his blaster
Right.
out.
And then RB has his torch. Actually, he's got his. He's got what the heck's he got? He's got his. Actually, he's got a Thunderbolt shock prod too. So.
Well, there you go.
Because sometimes you have to shock prod somebody.
Which is stun damage, which works just fine for me.
At this point, I kind of want to shock prod somebody.
Yeah, well, that stun master that I gave you, it's going to be. I think it's all stun damage. I think I have to double look at it. So, yeah, it's. Oh no, it's nope. That's the rifle. So, yeah, stun damage, and then it's disorient 2.
If you want, you can always fire it off once so she can see what its stats are.
Yeah.
I like how there's blaster sound effect to go with it too. So he tosses you his little tiny stun gun.
No,
Oh.
it's a
Sun
stun
Pro.
stick. It's a melee.
Oh, okay.
It's a melee weapon. It's like a billy club. I think. Yeah, should be. Let me double check. But I'm almost positive that's what I got.
You should also look up the Fear Stick. That's nice too.
The which one?
The Fear Stick. It's a
I don't.
ridiculous melee weapon that does ridiculous things to somebody.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen that one. I must not be in Ugdudes yet.
No, I think it is. It's like 8 to 1,000 credits. I think it's really really disgusting for hand-to-hand weapons.
Oh.
Because
Well,
on top of
Looks
damage,
like
they
a
have to.
writing stylus.
it's probably large too, though. That's the problem.
Yeah.
This is like more of a little like sap stick or billy club, if I recall.
Yeah, like a snap baton.
There's a fear stick on Wikipedia. It says it looks like a writing stylus, but it contains a fast-acting nerve toxin.
Oh,
Mhm.
nice. Yeah, this is a melee weapon, so produced by Suro Sub. Imagine that.
Some of these corporations, man, they're worse than cyberpunk corporations. There's a reason why
Yes.
CorpSec is separate from the Hutts and the Republic and the Empire.
Yeah, CS-12 Sunmaster is one of the most ambiguous non-lethal weapons in the Alliance arsenal. Palm-sized and effective.
Okay, so you guys have weaponed up.
Yep.
R3's willing to try it again if you want him to.
Go for it, R3. Get us in there.
Let's do it.
And he's like, "Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo, charge!"
That's hilarious.
Then he apologizes for the memory cookies he was. Holy smokes! Okay,
Good Lord.
so needless to say, he's taking 2 strain because there's a security measure. I'll go ahead and do the 2 strain if you'd like, just because it's fun. Yep. He takes 2 strain because he gets a little shock from the anti-theft tamper device on it. Clearly opens the doors. Now you've got 2 triumphs there. What would you like to use them on? Yowzer.
I think the 2 people in the room should have their backs to us. And
Oh,
not
they totally do. I mean, if you want, I can give. How about each of you guys get an upgrade on your attacks since they're that unaware?
Sure.
Okay.
Okay, so
Because we didn't keep the door down. They were caught completely with their pants down.
exactly, because remember last time he pulled out before he opened the door, realizing, oh crap, there's people inside there. And these 2 troopers are just like, they've got their backs to the door, they're watching vid screens, seeing what's going on there, probably looking, going, hey, I wish I had an invite to the party. B Squad's pretty lucky getting to enjoy the facilities.
What do you think they got on the buffet up there, dude?
Yeah, but how are you going to eat with your helmet on? Okay, so who's going next? I'll let you guys just pick rather than roll initiative since you got them. You got a surprise round.
Well, I have my little purse stun stick, so I'm not charging in first.
What? All right. I guess I'll shoot first.
I'll send R3 in. He's got a blaster.
Okay, so R3's already gone because he's opened the door. So that leaves the other the 3 of you guys.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So, what's ranges on here?
3 squares is short distance.
3. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3.
So like Tail could get right up to melee range to that one guy.
1, 2, 3.
Actually,
All
melee
right.
range to both those guys.
So that's short range.
Yep.
Right. All right. All right. We are shooting this guy.
Okay. Taking any strain to aim?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, so you're taking 2 strains so you can take an extra maneuver and aim at the guy. I've got your upgrade already in there.
Okay.
Go ahead when ready.
All right, here we go. My masterful pistol firing. Boom.
That's not
And
bad.
No, it's good. It's a hit. And I'm on Suns. Actually, these guys are minions.
These guys look a little tougher than minion stormtroopers.
Okay. So I'm doing stun damage on
Okay.
stun setting.
So 9 points of damage.
Yeah.
Okay, so you hit him. He kind of jolts to the side, and he's just like, "What the hell?" And he's kind of like turning back in his chair, looking at you guys like, "Oh crap!" As you realize both these guys have their blasters on the desk in front of them. They're sitting in the swivel chairs, completely oblivious. So who's going next? Is it going to be RB or is it going to be Till?
I guess I'll run in.
Okay.
Can't make the droids do everything.
Stun stick for the win. Now, are you going to take 2 strain to aim as well?
Yeah, why not?
Okay. So it's going to be it's a melee weapon, right?
Yep.
So go ahead and roll your
damage.
melee.
Right.
And I've got your upgrade. I've got your blue for aiming. Don't forget to take your 2 strain. As you're just like running in there and you're pressing this against the back of that stormtrooper.
Okay.
Yeah, because the other guy's looking around like, what are you talking about? There's somebody here. What was that?
I'm looking at the cameras. The prisoners are still in their cells. Obviously, the serving droid didn't bring us food. And as soon as you press that stunner into him, he kind of moves slightly away. The blast from his buddy kind of scared him, and he like jumped inches away from your hit as you like discharge on the chair your stun blaster. But you both have 2 advantage. What would you like to do with those?
Actually, I'm taking my strain back.
Okay, so you're catching your breath because
Yeah.
you shot like a smooth criminal. What is Till doing?
Think.
You could give somebody a blue dice specifically, or you could give them a black dice, or you
I'm
could
gonna
get
give
one
the
strain
blue to RB.
to which one?
To RB.
Okay, so RB has a blue die.
Jarby.
Yeah. He hasn't had a turn yet, so.
She has faith that your droid's gonna come in here and save the day.
This is our quelder.
Yeah, possible. Actually, he's going to use this shock stick, but all right. So he's going to roll in, double move.
Okay, so take 2 strain for zipping past you guys in a hurry with his shock stick out, going.
Yeah. All right. So Thunderbolt's shock prod for the win.
Always.
And
Let me set you. Don't roll yet. Don't roll.
Nope. Come on now. You know me. I take my time. I make sure.
But he does have a blue, so go for it.
I'm not like your wife. It's like I'm going to do this. Boom. No, don't click yet.
I say a thing and roll the dice all at once. One smooth motion.
All right, here we go. Uh-oh. Must have been a spike of people on. There it goes.
All right, so he's now is he doing it with stun damage as well?
That's all it is.
Okay.
Because it's the shock prod, so stun damage, and then concussive can't go off, right? Because it's only 1.
Yeah, it needs 2 advantages to do that.
Shot, RB. As
he comes in there and just
kind of sticks him in the kidney with it.
This guy's definitely like waving, like he could, if a stiff breeze hits him, he might be going down any second now. But that is a good time to roll initiative. So make sure, since you guys were prepared, then there's that moment where you guys decide, oh man, we didn't want to be prepared. So cool if you're prepared. Vigilance if it was unexpected. Unfortunately for them, it was definitely unexpected.
Yeah, and it's going to be on the combat.
Yep, make sure to click on the combat tab where it has initiative and then it's got cool and vigilance.
which for me, cool
Wow.
is cool. Oh God.
They were like super prepared for action afterwards, apparently.
And the droids need to roll too, right?
Oh, we can just have them go on your guys' turn.
Okay. Just making
Whenever
sure.
you guys go, you can then have your droid go.
Okay.
So, needless to say, these guys are like, holy crap! And they're reaching for their blaster rifles and swiveling around. And this
These
droid
are
over
good
here is
troopers.
busy typing away in the computer going, I don't care what's going on. No one's telling me what to do yet.
These are apparently the good droid or troopers that are actually like on top of things.
They're like, we got this! Okay, so the first one is going to, of course, shoot at Till, but thankfully she is in melee range. So that's going to make things a little difficult as he grabs his blaster rifle and swivels around in the chair to shoot at you. Because
He's sitting in his
it's good to be
wheelchair.
in melee range against, a blaster. Do you have any
Hmm.
defense on your character sheet?
Let's see.
It should be at the very top after you'll see where it says wounds and strain.
Oh, yeah, I do. I have 1 in melee.
Defense 1, any in range?
1.
Perfect. So that's adding a black. So that adds, what defense does is it basically adds a black to their dice pool. Because,
Okay.
you're thanks to your smuggler's coat, it's very poofy and helps protect you. You flare the straight jacket, the long coat part of it. Because that's what you do. As he's going to haul off and take a shot at you.
I'm out of blue. Oh, this is gonna hurt.
No, he missed.
As he just like panic fires right off into the ceiling, sparks come sprinkling down. And he's going to go ahead and, wow, just one advantage. He's shooting like a stormtrooper. There's not much I can do with
like
that.
A duck, it quacks like a duck. It probably shoots like a duck.
So he's going to give the next one of their side a blue dice to whatever they do.
Okay.
So that's going to be the other guy who's going to shoot it at RB because, the droid did just come after him and zap him with a freaking stun stick, taser. Okay, so does RB have any defense? Cricket.
Oh, sorry, I had muted on for a second. Sorry,
It's okay.
no defense. Sorry,
That's why
sorry.
I said cricket because I'm like,
Oh,
usually you're not
Well, no,
that
you said,
quiet.
I'm like, wait, no, I said something. So, yeah, no defense. He's not that cool.
Okay, but he is, in he is in melee range, so that upgrades the difficulty at least.
Yep.
So it's not just one purple. And you know what? Let's make life dangerous here. So life is a little in his favor right now. Holy crap, he's shooting like a stormtrooper too. Oh, I need to add a blue dice there. Let's hope for one success. Wow.
No, just advantage all day long.
So he also shoots a round off, and he's going to give himself a free maneuver. Since, he used his maneuver to grab his rifle and spin around. And he's going to dive out of his chair to get a hell away from that droid that's electrocuting him. He's kind of motivated. He's about to pass out any second now, so he's just like staggering drunk away. And he's going to give RB a black die so he does not get tased again. He's just like, no, flaying away from him,
Afraid of a little R3 droid.
Yep. So who's going first?
You want to go at him?
I think that R3 is a little tired of this nonsense and probably wants a chance to get. What's happening?
Whoa. where'd you
R3
go?
ran away.
Holy cow. R3's like, I'm out of here.
He screams and runs across the facility. He's like, I'm a computer nerd droid, not a combat droid.
You organics, always failing at everything. Let me show you how it's done. He is, after all, the droid of a Phaline, so he would have picked up that kind of snark. Right,
He's a little
see.
prissy, is that what you're saying?
He's a little better than everyone, yeah. Okay. Here's his sheet. I'm not used to juggling 2 character sheets. There we go. Blaster pistol. How do I combat? So do I roll ranged for the blaster pistol?
Yep, if he's shooting the blaster pistol, so let me add the difficulty for that because you were just at short range.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, if under combat, if the blaster pistol's added, there should be a dice on the pistol there that you click and it'll automatically do.
Oh, I see now.
Yeah, there should
If
be a
it's all set up.
D20 right in the middle of the stats. So it'll automatically do all the hard work for you, which is nice. Oh!
Ooh.
Wait a minute, that's not right. I only put 1 purple. What's going on there? Let me look at...
I was going to say, he's having a really bad day, this droid.
Why does it have 1 purple in the modifier section? That's horrible.
Is
Okay,
there a
click it again.
around the corner that we don't know about?
Click it again because that second purple was not supposed to be there.
There we go.
Aha! A straight even roll and he came out with success. So he comes out with his blaster pistol and he's just like, die, die, die! And shoots this guy for some lethal damage. Not a lot of lethal damage because his soak's pretty good, but lethal damage nonetheless. These guys might not be the smartest guys, but they're tough guys. As R3's saying very vulgar things, we're going to have to blip them all out. Ooh, such language.
Right.
Okay, so who's going next by process of elimination?
Well, R3 went. I mean,
I guess I'm standing right next to this guy, but I also don't have a weapon, so...
You can try the stun weapon again.
Well, I do have the stun stick, yeah. Okay.
It's something.
All right.
You might hit.
Hold on.
He's got to set up the dice.
I gotta find the right character sheet anyway.
Okay, I've got it set for melee. Now you are standing there. Do you want to use your maneuver to aim to get a blue dice?
Sure.
Okay.
Because I don't need to move.
Okay, so you're gonna swing away again. Got you already. And that droid is still looking over there in the corner like, no one's telling me what to do. I will continue filing.
We know the Empire keeps restraining bolts on their droids. They don't look at anybody. They just do their job.
Like, swing away, Merle. There you go.
There it is.
Oh.
And it's a wash.
So you swing a gate away, and he kind of like uses the chair as a shield between you guys, and he's like, ha ha! Parries with the butt of his blaster rifle. You can't get me, ha ha ha! After he gets shot by a little tiny droid with the pistol. Because that's just embarrassing.
Yeah, pretty much.
So what's Korzak gonna do?
All right, so R3 is gonna charge in.
Priceless.
And He's gonna shock the guy again.
Okay, let me set up his dice pool. And it's a melee, right?
Yep.
And he's got one black dice.
Yep.
Ready when you are. You just need a good roll.
Hopefully. Or a roll would be good. I don't know if it took. No, maybe. Oh, there we go.
Oh, that's an average roll, not a good roll. Okay, he comes up there with his shock prod and just jabs it in his midsection. And you see the guy's arms are like convulsing. He looks like any second this guy could pass the hell out. If he exerted himself at all, he would pass out. He's not doing well at all. He looks like if you've maybe had one more success, he'd be on the floor if you get my drift.
Of course.
But on the plus side, RB got rid of that nasty little black dice.
Yep. And takes a strain, I'm assuming.
What's that?
And I take it he takes a strain.
No, RB doesn't take any more strain.
There was a threat.
Oh, yes, you are correct. He takes a strain.
I'm like, I think I'm reading that right.
RB, watch your language.
Wow, Harvey.
He's pissed because, that armor protected him just enough.
Just enough. All right.
Everybody says the Stormtrooper armor sucks until it actually saves their lives.
Yeah, I don't understand. They're wearing armor and you hit them with a brick and they die.
So I guess in that, I mean, he's so close, but I think with him teetering, do I want to take out the other guy or do I take out a sure thing? The other guy hasn't taken hardly any damage,
I don't
right?
see him hurting anybody because if he even tries to lift his gun, he's probably going to fall down. So we probably focus on this guy here.
This guy took a little tiny blaster bolt that did some lethal damage to him.
Yeah.
The other guy is just more leaning against the wall than standing as it is.
Yeah, with this R3 unit sitting there all up in his grill, in the corner.
Just chest thumping him with a shock prod.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and shoot this guy.
Okay. So he is at short distance. You're already standing there. Are you gonna aim?
Yeah.
Foregone conclusion. Of course you're gonna aim.
And we'll stun.
I'm gonna close my eyes and pull the trigger.
So ready when waiting.
All right, we're using stun setting.
Oh, you're not gonna do lethal?
No.
Okay.
It's a hit.
You flip the switch and you blast him for 9 points of stun damage. Okay. Pretty much about half of that kind of soaks through and gets him, but he still seems to be moving around.
Okay.
As you just shoot your energy donut at him, like Princess Leia.
Yeah.
So,
I'm not a kill type guy.
This trooper, he's going to turn around over to the droid and yell at him, "Hey, droid, hit the panic button. The prisoners have escaped." And the droid's just like, "What?" So at the bottom of the order, you think the droid's probably going to do what he said and hit the big red button in the corner over here.
Yeah.
Damn protocol droids.
Wondering whether we're going to get around to that.
And he's going to go ahead and... You know what? He's going to swing the butt of his rifle at Till. He's just going to melee Till with his blaster rifle.
Okay.
He's going to butt stroke you.
Okay. I guess we'll find out if I can defend myself at all.
Well, you do have defense, you said, right? So.
Yep.
Defense 1, yep. As I need to add another purple to that.
Ouch. Yeah. But still.
Ignore that roll.
Yeah, but it's still, yeah.
Okay, so he hits Till with the butt of his blaster rifle for 6 points of damage before soak. Oh, I forgot to add your black dice for defense.
Holy cow. First day on roll 20?
Sorry, I meant 5 points of damage before your soak. As he just across your cheek with the butt of his rifle. Now the important thing is he's got 3 advantages, which is not enough to crit. But it will give his, because he's barking this order out at the droid, and he's going to give the droid those 3 advantage for a free maneuver. To run over to the button, his hand is like inches from pushing the red emergency button. Any second, he will just like lean into it unless somebody does something. And he's got this smug look of satisfaction at you as he hits you in the face. Little falling blood spray.
Do I have to adjust my damage, or does it do it automatically?
You want to adjust your damage. So if you click on your token, you can click the red circle and then just put minus however many points, because your soak is 3, right? So it's -2 because you take 2 points. Because your black dice and your extra purple dice was really handy. And then if you hit enter, it'll click and make you see it. He's totally smug under that helmet as you spit out some falling blood. And that droid listened to him so well. Okay, but thankfully, before the droid can hit the button, you guys have a turn. So who's going first?
Well, I guess one of the people with a blaster.
Hey, you're with me.
Over there, and he's got his finger on the button.
Well, we both get to go. All 4 of us get to go before it goes. So if you want to go first with the R3, that's fine.
And both you and R3 are within a hop, skip, and a jump of the droid.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to have R3 shoot him.
R3,
that little droid's luck has to change at some point today.
R3's little teeny tiny mechanical hand holding that pistol is like so ready to jack some stuff up.
He's like, no, you don't.
No. So is he going to go ahead and use his maneuver to aim?
Yes.
Every advantage he can get. Okay, so I've got your difficulty.
Alrighty, here we go.
One easy peasy purple. As R3 kind of, he was gangsta style holding the gun on that trooper in front of you, and then all of a sudden you're like, R3, shoot that guy, shoot the droid. And he's like, but I like droids. And he kind of closes his optic receptors. He pulls the trigger.
I didn't want to ask him to shoot another droid. I thought about that, but...
Droid on droid violence, man. So he misses. His shot goes kind of shy, but you do have 2 advantage. What would you like to do with those? You could give someone specifically a blue die, or you could give a bad guy a black die, or you could regain 1 strain and give the next one of you guys to go a blue. If you want to split them up that way.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. So you get back 1 strain just in case you need to use it, and give the next person to go on your side a blue die.
Yep.
So who's going to be that next person? Till. It's nice how your droid shot help give you a boost.
Right. All right, I guess I'm running over there with my stun stick. Maybe.
If you go the right direction.
Right? Being really glitchy tonight. I'm not sure what's happening. It's trying to move the map and my character at the same time. I don't know why.
I hate that.
Oh, that's weird. I've never had that. Knock on wood.
I've never seen it before. Now I'm stuck in my droid.
She's all over the place.
In that direction.
Now she's moving out of the room.
Okay, I just have to go backwards. I'm figuring it out. There we go.
She's like, no, I'm just going back to my cell. Never mind.
Life's too rough. I'm just gonna do my thing. Okay, so you just like realize that R3 couldn't stop the droid, so you just give him that incredulous look and go running over to the droid of, I'm gonna put you down, bucket of bolts.
Seriously. Hey, you. Why do you have the gun?
As he's just like shrugs, as you say that. So for 2 strain, you could take a blue die. Just saying.
Didn't I give myself a blue die already?
Yeah, but then you could add 2 blue die.
2 blue die.
Okay. Why not? I'm not feeling particularly strained at the moment. I'm okay with that.
Or you could also flip a destiny dice.
This is true.
Light side, and that'll upgrade one of your greens.
That's true. He's been using them against us. There we go. Let's do that.
Okay, let me give you an upgrade as well. So you've got 2 purple, 1 upgrade, and 2 blue. I have a feeling this droid is not going to last.
He's going to sap the heck out of it.
2. Okay, melee.
I have faith in you. Okay, I expected more. I really did. I still have faith in you, though.
Yeah, so did I, but that's all right.
So let's see. Let me scroll up for your weapon.
Master, which is a 6 damage. Disorient 2.
Yep, and concussive 1.
No, the Stun Master is Disorient 2.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I was looking at the droid's one.
Yeah. So, but that only takes 2, right? Advantage to activate?
Takes 2 advantage. Are you going to disorient him as you blackjack him with it? As he looks like any second he's going to fall apart to pieces.
Oh no! Poor little droid.
As you hit him and it just goes... and you can see he looks almost apologetically at you as you try to destroy him. Because he's doing what he's told.
Yeah, well, sometimes things have to happen.
So you got this droid looking to go down any second. This guy looking to go down any second. And this guy's pissed in the middle here. He's going to jack somebody up when he gets a chance.
Yeah, because Disorient does... Where's it on my chart here? Okay, Disorient. What's that going to do? Disorient. Target gets black for duration?
Yep. Disorient, depending on the number of rounds, is what the disorient is. So if it's disorient 1, he gets 2. A black in his next action.
Yeah, it's disorient 2, so he'd get 2
for the
blacks.
Next 2 rounds.
Yep. If you want to activate that with the 2 advantages.
Is the droid still capable of pushing a button, or is he pretty much hanging on the wall to keep from falling into pieces?
He will be able to finish pushing the button on his turn.
Okay.
Unless someone or something intercedes. So speaking of someone or something, Korzak, you're up.
Yep. So he's looking pretty, but the droid is looking pretty bad shape.
Yep, I'm sure Till's probably shouting at you, the droid's still on his feet!
Okay, so...
This cannot be good.
So we are going to take a scathing tirade.
Ho.
What kind of jail cell are you, worthless Imperials, running here? You're a worthless droid that can't even follow simple directions.
And what does scathing tirade do?
So, scathing tirade. Take a scathing tirade action. Make a 2 purple coercion check. 1 enemy for each success in short range, but I am, of course, hitting my collar amp. So make sure we cover the room.
Okay. Conveniently, you're like dead center of short range of everybody, so it's perfect.
Okay, then I won't use the collar amp then. because that actually will project my voice out to like potentially extreme range. But they suffer one strain, spending advantage for one additional, or spends advantage for one affected enemy to suffer one additional strain.
So one for each success and one extra strain for every advantage.
Yep. And I have improved scathing tirade, which each enemy affected by scathing tirade suffers black on all skill checks for a number of rounds equal to ranks in coercion.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay, so make that wonderful scathing tirade as you were complaining
right.
about the service here.
Right. It's like you can't even properly like keep us locked up, really.
Corzak's middle name is Karen.
All right, we're all set.
Yep.
All right. Boom.
Wow.
So that affects all three.
Yep. So it's going to hit all three for one strain.
Yep.
It's almost like magically you knew what the magical number was as your little tirade goes off and the droid just like pops a servo in his head. Like a spark goes off and it just goes down for the count. The trooper, so
Goes down
exhausted
for
on
the
his
count.
feet, drops against the wall and just you hear this duracrete on plastisteel grinding sound as he's sliding down with his face now in probe distance. And this guy is just like shaking his helmet in shame, and that's pretty much more of the strain he's getting is the shame.
Right.
The shame.
Poor dude.
It's like
As,
wonderful AoE effect there.
so
I was hoping that's the way it was going to go down.
what does RB do now that his target is passed out?
So are you saving the two
I'm
threat?
going to go ahead and give you 2 strain at this point in the game.
All right.
At this point in the game, it's depleting resources. I mean, totally letting you guys get exhausted trying to escape.
Right. So RB dome turns and he flips around and makes a little squeal over here to this guy because he wants to shake his hand.
He's like, "Do you know what this really is? It's my probe."
And
Okay.
he's going to do a shock prod.
Okay, got the two purple in there.
Okay.
Ouch.
Hits for 7. Assuming he's taking more strain.
Yep, he's going to take more strain as he was literally burning shred rubber to get to this guy.
Yeah.
And that's 7 points of strain.
Yep.
Okay, as he goes in there and shoves that prod into the guy, and the guy just in his chair. Because damn it, that 1 point of strain he just took from exhaustion was just enough to push him over. As he just slumps over in his chair and his blaster rifle falls to the ground.
Alright, toss the place. They put Vera and Jane in here somewhere.
And you guys clearly see this like weapons locker that's left slightly unlocked thanks to the droid. And there's all of your missing gear plus communications equipment if you don't have a comlink. Because of course this is totally a security booth, so it's got to have walkie-talkies, right?
Right. Yeah, I got my earbud.
I have comlink.
And you do notice up in the wall a nice and shiny restraining bolt device. It's got the little staple gun looking device that you use to attach them really quick and easy. So it's just an action to go and use it on a droid. With 3 of the 5 restraining bolts still in the package.
Nice.
It's almost like this was used on your boys.
You want to grab that?
Yes, I'm going to grab that.
Because it's totally nice to do a 1 purple mechanics check to put one on a droid instantly.
Oh, yeah. All right. Well, that was easy enough.
Okay, you look around, you see that these guys were watching the party going on, obviously upstairs somewhere. There's a bank of like 8 different security cameras that are, of course, all classic, crappy Star Wars 70s cameras. And we can make starships, but we can't make a clear screen.
Right.
They're very selective about which technologies they chose to develop.
They're like, yeah, we don't watch TV, so we don't need good cameras or good video screens. None of the shows were worth upgrading TV to watch.
It's like the universe is dangerous enough. We don't need television. We have
It kills brain
holograms.
cells.
Holograms.
What? The Empire killed creativity? What?
So, how's the party? Is it pretty full party?
So you're looking up there, and it's a. I will flip the map quickly. As you see the rather large estate. Because, of course, there's going to be a heads up there, right?
Of course.
So as you click the cameras, to check around, because they were left unlocked. Damn, you guys, always hit Control-Delete before you turn around and shoot somebody. So the lift to go outside is here. There's grand stairwell here where there's party going on. Obviously, this is the classic World War II Nazis take over a nice place situation. So there's meeting rooms over here where you see a bunch of different Imperial type folks sitting around hobnobbing. The big thing is that over here where this little blue mark is next to 6, that's where the like crazy techno parties are going on. So it's not packed except for in the bottom squares over on 6 and where the blue bar is. But 2 is where you guys would have to get through. And it does have a pretty decent crowd there of well-dressed people sipping on drinks and eating little amuse-bouches that keep getting dropped by serving droids and serving people.
So over at 1 is where we would come up on the lift, or?
Over here at 1 is where you would pop up on the lift.
Okay. And where's the exit?
And the exit, conveniently, is way over up on 3, at the very top of the map.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm dressed for a party. I mean, I'm in my formal robes. Nobody will notice.
I can be with the click of a button.
Yeah.
With the click of your button, Teal can take off her trench coat, just drape it on her droid, and have holographic clothes of coolness on. Your trench coat, of course, looks like a smuggler's funky trench coat. You are trench coat mafia.
Do we see the Moff anywhere?
Oddly enough, when you're scanning around, give me a perception check. He seems to be rather difficult to spot at the moment.
Let me know when you're ready.
Go for it.
You all set?
Yep.
All right.
Okay, so you're looking and you're looking and you're looking and you're stressing. I mean, there's a bead of sweat coming down you as you look at the droid and then look back at the screen. You're clicking the cameras and zipping the cameras back and forth, and you're not seeing this guy. In fact, you're taking a point of strain. You're not seeing this guy. That's how nervous you are. Obviously, you're the Politico. You get nervous when you don't see the guy you're going after. But you do have a triumph. Would you like some extra information?
Sure.
So as you're flipping your camera and checking and checking and checking, all of a sudden something catches your eye. And you realize that in room 2 here at the main little courtyard where everybody hobnobs through the house, there seems to be this bright beaming light that you can't quite tell what color it is because, cheap Star Wars cameras. And in that little centerpiece there seems to be displays of a bunch of different things. And something that immediately catches your eye is, remember those cool, really expensive crystals you had on your ship hidden?
Jeez.
You see what you think is some of those crystals put out on display. under a really nice laser hitting, so it kind of reflects and looks super museum quality pretty.
Wow, so
You
much
look
for
like the
just
ones we
running.
had or different ones?
Yeah, so much for running to the ship and jumping on and getting out. Now we
Yeah, I
got
don't
it.
think we can leave without those.
What's
We already
that?
lost our. I don't think we can leave without those. We already lost our whole pay for this job as it is.
Right. Well, that's
I
what I'm
mean,
saying.
a
Yeah, so much
cargo hold
for
full of
straight.
alcohol that kind of hurts when you see people drinking at the party, realizing those bastards are freeloading off your booze.
Yep.
Yeah, but the gems too. So now that's going to make it much more difficult.
Those gems could get you 2 starships. Think about it.
Right.
You know, it's
right.
$250,000 credits worth of jewels right there, and that's if you failed a negotiation check to sell them to someone.
Okay.
And of course,
this is
now
good.
it makes you really wonder how the hell this bastard knew you had them.
Yeah. Yeah, that's gonna get entertaining now. All right.
But hey, the
Yeah.
triumph was well spent for the extra
Infiltrating the party.
information.
Well, that was good. So she rolled also for perception. So
Okay. So she's going to be taking 2 strain because, Till was stressing it. But all of a sudden, when you click the cameras, you do notice that Moff Zahan was passing through this doorway. You saw him just briefly for a second. He looked back and kind of buddy waved to somebody and then popped into one of these areas that obviously there's no cameras in this room here, but you're assuming from the floor plans that you see that it must be some kind of meeting room.
Hmm.
And you do know that there's a hollow emitter in this room.
wonderful.
Does anybody else have their droids with them at this party?
There are people that have personal droids, little protocol droids, some little astromech serving droids, there's droids pretty prevalently through this area.
Okay.
And one surprising thing is this party isn't exclusively human. Because you know how those Imperial douches are mostly pro-human. There's a
Mm-hmm.
few dignitaries, it looks like, or rich, probably, weapons merchants. It's the Empire, who we can. Rich businessmen who are willing to sell out to the Empire. I mean, sell out the Republic,
Yep. Yep.
as the case may be.
Looks like we're
Okay.
going to a party.
Yeah. Yeah. I would say we have RB and R3 kind of meander at a distance, so it's not like so glaringly obvious that we're the two with the droids that were in the cell for anybody that might know about it.
So
But
you're telling the droids to fly casual?
exactly, just
You,
like we're going to be doing.
you gotta sneak in the Star Wars puns.
Okay, well, that's the only thing we can do is go forward. I think at this point.
As the map
I mean,
goes
don't get
backwards.
that one room's intriguing, but I
I
don't
think we need to go
know
get a closer look at that display case.
the what upstairs.
Yeah.
Well, no, yeah, we need to get some of those
So
gyms back, but that means we got to go upstairs. But this room has 2 cameras on it. Is it worth the time to take a gander?
So says the Politico, want to snoop around while you got the place.
all right.
Well, I mean, could be some money in there or something. I mean, it's well guarded. It could be his vault. Maybe that's where the rest of the gems are.
So what do
Just
you think? Should I dress myself up like an imperial officer or a visiting dignitary?
well, I was gonna say, did we see many officers up there?
There are a few Imperial officers moving about of different ranks.
Yeah. Might be better just being
On the plus side, you don't see stormtroopers guarding the place, but you do see a few Imperial Army guys guarding the place.
Yeah. I don't know. I think at this point, a party goer is going to be less conspicuous. The officers may know other officers and stuff up there, so I think a party goer is going to be a better bet in this situation.
All right, fancy dress it is.
Kind of tug on the collar of your outfit and select it to your fancy party dress setting. So how fancy of a fancy party dress is this, by the way?
What's everyone else wearing? I mean, it's hard to tell with so many different cultures.
Basically, it's the black tie affair style dress. So you have mostly slinky, not too flashy.
Whoops. Sorry.
As somebody at the party was losing their shit.
Well, I clicked like a Tuscon link on my that popped up.
All
and
right,
they're
so
yelling.
it sounds like I'm going to suddenly be in an ankle-length slinky dress.
Okay, click, click, and va va boom. Tilla's gone total femme fatale.
Nice. Yeah, I thought about getting a hollow setup, but I chose not to.
They are good for their price.
Yeah. So do we want to go mess with this before we go up, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so you guys are getting all ready. You like slump the two troopers together with the droid, so that way they can sleep it off.
Yep.
Look at you guys not leaving bodies behind. Okay, so the door, excuse me, the door seems to have very good security on it, by the way.
Imagine that.
Yes, it does.
It's almost like it's meant to not be opened unless you're the one person who's supposed to be opening that door.
Or you got R3 with you. Because
Okay.
good thing we had the droids, or yeah, we'd be like looking at the door going, yeah, cool door. Let's go.
Okay, so you're going to have R3 go ahead and try to futz with the super, super secure door that he's saying it's super, super secure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you're going to have to give it a shot, buddy. I don't
Ready
know what
when
to
you
tell you.
are.
Okay.
I like this. You guys are going and looking for trouble. I'm liking this.
Well, yeah. I mean, there could be lots of money in there. Oh,
I
shit.
love when you go looking for trouble and trouble looks back. So immediately R3 is just like, I got this. Puts his little data port in and starts doing. And
Yeah,
what would you
sadly,
like?
she rolled quicker than I could click the light side.
I was almost tempted to flip one too, and I'm like, nah, that'd be too jerky on such a difficult roll. So, what would you like to do with that one advantage?
Let's see.
There's a huge amount and not enough things to do with one advantage.
Yeah,
I know.
It's like, does one really make a difference here anywhere?
How badly did he fail? Does he think they're going to know he was trying?
That's a despair.
He failed really bad. It's basically like a natural one.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's like counter to the triumph.
So can my advantage help us with them knowing we're trying to get through this door, or?
You have a feeling that everybody in the known galaxy is going to know about this in like any second. As all of a sudden at the door, a little red light pops out of the ceiling above it and starts flashing.
Oh boy.
And then a light over here starts flashing. And then a series of tiles go the whole way to the lifts, flashing. And you're hearing each of these doors that you guys escaped through that you've already opened, little light flashes, and you're hearing the door slam shut and then magna seal closing it.
Can he use his advantage to take a bonus action to weld the door shut?
No, that would take a bit more. The door seems to have magna sealed itself shut, by the way.
Oh. Okay.
Hmm.
So I'm guessing this lift over here probably isn't going to work either.
Yeah, it's going to be a
Well,
problem.
there's no door technically right here on the lift, so you still could get to the lift.
Yeah, it's whether or not it functions without being.
The slightly terrified part is that all of these, doors have shut off, and locked. So the place is completely on lockdown.
Yeah.
With little red flashing lights. They almost look like reflector tiles, but they have the Cylon style red dots zipping around in circles.
Nice. Well, we can't get this door open,
No.
and someone's coming. So I kind of feel like we should book it over there and see if that lift works.
Yeah. We're going to
Okay.
sit in our cells like nothing happened. No.
So we'll just stand here until like
Go
2
close the
dozen
door and yell,
stormtroopers
"What's
show
going
up.
on out there?"
Yeah, I don't know. We heard this commotion out there. I don't know what was going on.
Absolutely nothing. There's a reactor leak. We're fine. We're fine.
Yeah.
There's a
We've
reactor
been
leak in
sitting
the
here-
detention center.
Stormtroopers are going to buy that.
I've just been cleaning up the gruel off the floor here that this guy's threw everywhere. I don't know what's going on.
Wait a minute. There's no reactor down there. Okay, so you guys are basically booking it to the lift as quickly as you can.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you guys get to the lift, you guys can keep running to the lift.
Okay.
You guys see 2 turbo lifts, standard Imperial style turbo lifts. This one here, the one that your droid server went up on, shows that it's coming quite quickly down.
I bet it is.
And
It is.
this one conveniently happens to be there and ready. That you just hit the button and the door will open.
I don't know where it goes, but not
Theoretically.
here's a good plan.
Well, you do know, like the next floor up, it takes you to that room 1. That's the beginning of the actual housing complex.
Hmm.
And by
Maybe we can
complex, I mean
blend
like
into the
big ass
party.
giant
Yeah.
mansion.
Well,
It's possible if we can get up there and blend in that whoever's looking for us will think we ran away.
yeah.
That's true.
So sticking around in the party might be to our advantage. Come on, Arby.
So yeah, we try to jump in there.
Okay, so you guys all cram in the lift really quick, and you're hitting the button. Click, click,
Yep.
click, click. So
Listen, droids. No sass.
are you clicking the button to go to
the?
the 2nd floor of the house, the 3rd floor of the house, or you see one that says above ground / pad, which you do remember. You guys landed your ship on the pad. So
Surely
you have
they
options.
didn't just leave it there with no boot on it.
Oh, they may have it locked down. Like all
Well, I'm
good
sure
command and controls, they may have it locked down.
Yeah, I'm sure it's got a boot on it, but the problem is it's our money's here still.
I love
Yeah.
our politicians' word about his cash.
I got a hut to pay off, man.
All right, we gotta get these droids to fly casual and act like they have Imperial restraining bolts, because if they're sassy, if somebody bumps into them, that's gonna give us away.
Especially with that shock prod.
Yeah, hide that thing.
Put that thing back in its container. As the droid's walking around with the prod at full prod and
He's got a taste for violence now.
Yeah, they got those all off. Can we, as we're going up, can we put the 2 bolts on, but not activate them? Just have them like stuck on there to look like they're on them.
Okay, you can try. Somebody give me a deception.
Let's see, what's my deception? Nope, what you thought?
R3 was super fast at it. As he just grabs one and sticks it on RB and sticks it on R3 and looks at you like, got it. I don't trust you guys putting a restraining bolt on me. You might actually do it for real.
Like never.
R3 currently has issues from someone trying to take one off. That R3 does not want someone putting one on.
Like, don't even think about it.
Don't you touch me with that. Okay, so as you try to click the button, you realize the door is locked down currently. So someone's going to have to computer themselves into the door to make it happen.
Right,
it's almost like someone hit the lock button to not let
that.
you guys get out of here.
Imagine that.
It's a mystery.
Okay, come on, R3, do your thing. Get it right this time.
Wow. As R3 like shoves the restraining bolt on himself, takes a point of strain because he's working so fast. Because look how damn fast he did. I mean, he did it in like a quarter of the time, like less than a quarter of the time it should have taken to immediately. You guys feel the lift kind of jump because he's bypassing like 3 or 4 safety features as you guys get that little hippie hop when the elevator starts lifting. And it goes right to the next floor that you're looking to go to. And this is when I copy and shift the map and click paste.
You're so good at that.
It's too much
You
practice.
always look so zoomed in.
Now you might
Okay.
want to take a second to zoom in because it's a big ass map. And the closer you zoom,
Alright.
the blurrier it gets, I promise you. So you come up and you immediately see, on the sides of the lift, there's 2 guards. They've got their heavy duty pistols. They've got their flak vest kind of armor on. And they're looking at you and you see them kind of like get something on their earbuds, message wise, as you guys' door opens up. What do you guys do?
So I will be like, "Hey, what's going on? We just came down from the upper level. What's all the commotion?"
Okay.
I was under the impression this was going to be a civilized soiree.
Right?
Don't
So
tell me you can't keep your own house in order.
someone
way
give me a deception check. Since you guys are obviously working together, we can either add a blue or get the best combination of the 2 of you.
Yeah, my deception's 2 yellow.
And as a Falleen, you can use your Falleen pheromones to get a free upgrade to deception, by the way. If you want to do it.
Why not?
You are sweating, so to speak.
Yeah, so I got 2 yellow minus 2 blacks.
Okay.
Alright.
If there's blacks.
So you can minus blacks. That's good.
Yep.
And what does Till
what do you
have for
got?
I
deception?
got yellow and 2 green.
So it sounds like giving a blue to Korzak.
Sure.
And
Alright.
a free upgrade because she's pumping out the pheromones.
Sweet.
Okay, and you've removed the black dice.
Yep.
Which that is
2 of
important
them, at
because
least.
they did just get a radio message saying, "Hey, we're looking for the prisoners."
Right.
As the 2 of you start doing the party goer bit of, spouses doing the whole, "Oh my." Go ahead when you're ready.
All right, here we go. Oh, look at that.
Nice. So what would you like to do for your 2 advantage?
Let's see. This was a deception. Let me see if there's anything really cool it suggests here.
The important thing is I think you're going to want to take that triumph suggestion there.
Target
That's
believes
actually-
character is trustworthy and future checks. Oh yeah, definitely the.
Because you do realize these guys
The
might
run pass is apologizing profusely, pointing us towards the cocktails as they head into the lift, right?
Right.
Oh, they're automatically like, serving droid, give them drinks. Immediately, give them beverages.
Yeah. It's like as we just kind of keep moving past them like, oh my gosh, well, hopefully you do your job and keep us protected and from whatever the ruffians are doing.
You said ruffians.
We're gonna want that advantage because there's gonna be some sort of check involved when we try to see if we can open that case over there.
And these guards, like, immediately they apologize. They give you the polite head bow, so sorry. Please, the serving droid is right there. And he kind of like snaps his fingers and the droid comes zipping towards you guys to give you beverage.
Yep, grab a drink.
As your astromech looks at the serving droid that's an astromech with a tray basically attached to its head.
Poor thing.
Well,
I mean, they must be important guests. I mean, did you see how that Falleen was dressed? And they have his and hers droids. I mean, woof, talk about money.
Woo.
Okay, so you see that there's various people hobnobbing and the little clusters of people as you guys are kind of are you going casual or are you going straight for the display case?
Casual
Okay.
to the case.
So you guys are kind of like wandering and looking and sipping the beverages.
and chattering back and forth. I'm gonna send
Hang out here until I call for you.
Arby's gonna kind of head over this way.
As you guys are realizing, wow, this was actually pretty good booze that you guys are bringing.
Damn, we had this in the whole time.
Yeah, it's pretty good actually. I mean, yeah, it's amazing how good this tastes.
Totally glad we kept a case on the ship, right?
Right.
I would have never sampled any along the way.
For the rebellion.
Right.
Oh,
So,
look,
yeah.
what is that display over there, darling?
I'm sure there's fancy art or something that we're like, be able to talk about and look at and
So there's
nodding to
so you guys
people.
kind of like slip in and out of the crowd to join in with like one or two words with the conversation.
Yep, yep.
Yeah.
So go ahead and is our Pauline using her pheromones as your hobnob?
Yeah.
Okay,
I
go
started
ahead.
pumping it out as we came in the door because the ghost guards were there.
Okay, so you've got the feel good joy, exuding out of your skin. So go ahead and give me one more deception as you guys are trying to play off in this crowd.
All right.
As you're kind of like, give me scum and villains any day.
Damn.
This crowd is, kind of rough, trying to keep track of who's talking about what. And, oh, have you heard what the Emperor has been doing? He's wanting to increase our taxes. I thought we made the other races pay those taxes. So, needless to say, with your guys' deception, the two of you are playing this off like you're characters from the show Leverage. You are blending into your environment almost beautifully, smoothly.
Oh my god, I love that show.
You guys are totally playing up the crowd. Folks are like super interested. Oh, Pauline are so in this season. They're so attractive and scaly and pheromony. So, of course,
Nice.
you guys are easily slipping in and out of the crowds and being accepted
this is
by
our
people.
element, man.
Yeah, I mean, and when people ask of like, are you so and so? Oh, Till of the so and so, and you're like, why, yes, I am. Everything you're throwing out there is hitting all the keynotes that they need to believe what's going on. So you guys are literally one with the crowd. You're not standing out. The droids listen to you just like you told them, and they're just being super casual, like RB parks next to another serving droid that's currently waiting for drinks. R3 slides in there into one of the charging ports and is just chilling like, hey, I'm part of the show. Don't mind that I've been stressed out.
Yeah.
Let my capacitors rest. So what are you guys doing?
All right. So since we're blending in so well and not attracting any kind of suspicion whatsoever, I think we should kind of like casually make our way over here and
Oh yeah, gotta check out the
join
flash
into the conversation to this display case and
there's some
occupy the Imperials with half a brain cell while we examine it.
Some gawky Coruscant debutantes. They're both looking at the case saying, oh, that must be from planet so-and-so. And oh, wouldn't that make a lovely pair of earrings? Oh, wouldn't that make a beautiful handle for a blaster?
So how many are here out of what we had?
It looks like pretty much 2/3 of the crystals are here on display.
Huh. Okay, well that's not bad. I mean, if we had to make a snatch and grab and get what we could, 2/3 is still good money.
Mm-hmm. As there are other things if you want.
Just sitting out in the open.
It's basically got a security screen, like a little light force field to keep people from bumping into it. It's just just hard enough of a force field that when you breathe, you see the sparkle, but you realize that you can't just reach out and touch it. As I'm assuming one of you kind of politely try to put a glass down on it. Nope. There's a shield there. It's very, very slight shield. You could power through to, kind of shield to do it, but you probably would draw attention.
Right.
Unless somebody was super deceptive. Super duper deceptive. But there is a handy
That's
dandy
not real
little.
obvious and apparent. So if that shield went down, there wouldn't be any big event for everyone to suddenly notice.
You could
Right, it's
deactivate
not-
the shield without making too much ruckus. Yeah.
So is there a port somewhere?
There is,
near
in
this?
fact, a little, nice, very artistic port. There's little faux wood paneling, but you can see where the port right out in the open is.
I'm gonna signal to R3 to come over and take my glass from me.
So what is your special signal for R3, by the way? Is it like a whistle or? Because these are droids, you could do cool things.
I have a key fob in my pocket.
Oh, there you go. Blip blip. Okay. So you send him the signal and he gives you the blinky blinky, which is the equivalent to a droid winky winky.
Yep.
And he comes kind of nonchalantly whizzing around the crowd without, drawing attention, not bumping anybody, but slowly coasting in and out.
I'm gonna say dispose of this. And as I hand him the glass, I'm gonna use it to kind of gesture at the port.
And as soon as you do, he kind of winks at you because, you guys work together. And he has that little tiny arm pop out of his compartment to hold your fine stemmed glass. As you notice on the other side, his little port pops out and he starts to, do his thing. Now, I'm assuming you're going to work with him, right? To give him a distraction so nobody can see this?
I'm gonna fumble the glass and drop it so it's not obvious that he hasn't taken it and gone away right away.
Okay, so give me a combined between you and R3, a stealth or a deception, depending on how you're doing it. If you're basically decoying, it would be deception. If you're basically shadowing him and like looming over him so you're providing him cover for stealth. I'm assuming he's just going to add a blue to whatever you have because he's not good at either of those, I believe.
What?
Yeah, he's not really.
Droid's not good at that stuff.
Right. I think we'll go with deception. I think I'm better on deception.
Okay, so let me add a blue to your deception. It's just a average roll. It's not like anyone's paying attention to this for any particular reason. And I will say, you do have a destiny point if you want to use it. Just saying. Just gonna throw that out there. Try to get you to spend it.
I don't know if I want to use it now. Well, what do you think? Is that better now, or when I get out of here with things?
Well, we'll get them back at some point. So, I mean, wouldn't hurt to make sure we get it down. So.
All right. So.
Yeah, you got to click the button up there. Yeah.
Okay, let me give you an upgrade. You are upgraded.
Okay, here we go. Fingers crossed.
Yeah. That's all we needed.
Okay, so he's like being super, he's like winking at you and droid of like, we got this, boss.
Right.
Clickety click.
I'm winking back at him as I say, you clumsy droid, and I bend over and pick up the glass and take my time giving it back to him, and
the bend and snap.
About your business.
Everyone's looking at other things than the shield going down all of a sudden. The boys and the girls.
Yep.
Falling.
And the ones that are here, we've been like that we're admiring, talking. I'm like talking to them and like, hey, have you seen that stuff over there on the wall? The art? I mean, amazing stuff.
As they're like totally into the fact that you seem to know everything about every subject fabulously. As, the shield kind of drops and dissolves in such a subtle way, unless you were staring right at it, you would think it would just be movement in the corner of your eye type of thing. That's not even drawing your attention.
So I think that I'm going to try and draw some attention over here while you check that out and make sure there's no more traps or triggers to stop you from snatching those.
Well, he still needs to. Oh no, he. So the deception, it's down.
So I'm going to pump out some pheromones over here and gush about the significance of this particular artwork that's hanging on this wall and try to get everyone in the room hanging breathlessly on my every whim.
Okay.
Okay.
Though before you do that, I'm assuming I'll need a skullduggery or something to snatch them.
Skullduggery, it's going to be, I'll be honest with you, because there's so many things you're going to try to like grab right now. It's going to be hard.
Yeah. So I'm only 2 green in skullduggery. So what's yours?
I have 1 yellow.
Yeah.
All right, well, come help me with my distraction over here, and then while you debate the finer points of whatever the hell art form this is with them, I will slip away from the crowd.
So you guys do this polite signal each other for a handoff.
Yeah. So we'll go over there and kind of talk to draw some base attention there, and
Okay, I'll definitely give you a
We've
blue.
done this before.
I will definitely give you a blue dice for the teamwork.
All right.
And what do we need?
So they're now
Deception?
fascinated with the topic thanks to my pheromones, and he's going to continue to expound on it.
Okay, and I will give you the upgrade as well for the pheromones doing their thing. So you've got a blue dice, an upgrade against 3 purple.
Oof. That's going to be hard.
Oh wait,
But
we're bringing balance back to the force.
All right. So who's making the roll? So I got 2 blacks off, plus I got, and then 2 yellows. Your rolls, your base dice is.
You said we needed skullduggery, right?
Well, that's going to be the snatch. This is. Is this? Are we rolling to do another deception, or are we doing the skullduggery now?
This is going to be for the skullduggery. Because you guys are sufficiently embedded in the crowd that you guys, if you're opting to draw attention, you guys can draw attention at this point. Because people are loving you guys. You guys are the Kardashians of this party.
Pretty sure if anybody asks anyone later, they'll swear I was still standing there in the middle of that conversation.
Right.
All right, so skullduggery. Here we go.
Oh.
So on the plus side, there's a lot of advantage there.
Yep.
So I failed to grab them, but nobody noticed, and I probably have a fair understanding of why.
Oh no, people noticed.
No?
The failure was the if you were to get away with it or not. So you're immediately doing the snatch and grab, and thanks to your cool holographic outfit, you're like putting it into pockets that no one can see because of the hologram. But clearly, all of a sudden, you're pocketing something, and you look up, and there's this moth, this very plump, well, not a moth, but an Imperial officer, very plump in his uniform, chomping on something that has tentacles that seem to still be moving, as he's chewing on this biscuit with tentacles, and he's looking right at you. As you kind of grab a crystal, shoving it in your pocket as quickly and quietly as possible, and you just kind of like look up at him like that kid with their hand in the candy jar. Clearly, this guy you are dead to rights caught stealing these crystals. What are you going to use those advantages for?
I think it's time to boost the power of these pheromones.
I mean, I will give you a free maneuver that you can get right up into his face and start conversing with him if you want before he freaks out.
I'm going to run over and start telling him how handsome he is and what a specimen of Imperial valor he is.
He'd be right here next to you at the case. He just like walked up, looked at the stuff, looked down, and saw you put your hand just in your pocket. Okay. So you get right up to him. Now do me a favor and give me a quick roll. Because I want to see real quick, just to see which one of you is quicker. Because this is important. So it's kind of like initiative. So go ahead and roll your vigilance, since you were not expecting him to be popping around the corner.
Oh dear.
Hey. Except he's going to make his roll now, so.
Mhm.
I mean, one success. At least you succeeded.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
Holy crap!
What the hell?
Yeah.
Okay, so needless to say, you use 3 of your advantage. You still have 2 advantage, by the way, if you want to like give yourself a
Yeah.
blue dice or something, or give him a
Yeah.
black dice.
Yeah. Well, I'll take the blue.
Okay, so that will boost whatever you're doing next. Is you saunter up to him really personal space invadingly, and immediately he whips out his communicator and starts saying security to the display case, blah blah blah. He throws his access code out, and you hear a response that security will be responding shortly. What do you do as you've got him there in front of you? Your pheromones pumping out like nobody's business. I mean, your scales practically are glistening with pheromones right now. I mean,
Uh,
don't get me wrong, Falleen are known for being able to immediately like seduce people. I mean,
right.
you could do magical things.
Yeah. You
Oh
charm him a
no.
little bit, maybe slip him one of the gems.
Has someone stolen some little trinkets? Isn't that unfortunate? But you don't want to be worried about that right now. Come on. We're not gonna worry about that. Not when you and I are at this lovely soiree. I think we should go have a cocktail in one of those rooms over there.
Oh my. Okay, so
The bar has plenty of trinkets. We'll worry about it later.
wow, you're getting real close and personal.
I am. I'm brushing my fingers over his arms.
And I will give you another blue dice because he's slightly inebriated.
Poor everyone here is slightly inebriated.
Right?
Thank you
Those
guys for
drugs are
bringing the
horrible.
booze. So go ahead and give me your charm roll. It's going to be your charm versus his discipline, which he is trained. So, and you do have a. Okay, I was going to say you do have a destiny point there if you wanted to use it. So you immediately, you are throwing every one-liner out there that works, and you are pumping out the pheromones. You are putting close body contact going on between you guys. And for a half second, you think you got this guy. He is your mark. You think you got him. Then all of a sudden, you notice the way his eyes glance around the room, and his eyes linger a little longer on the gentleman of the crowd for a second. And you're thinking, oh crap, maybe Korzak would have had better odds trying to seduce this guy.
Great.
But you do
But
have a
I have
triumph.
now filled this room with an unseen level of pheromones, the likes of which have never been tested before. And there are many, many men in this room. Suddenly be feeling tempted to kind of rush over here and see why this person is harassing me and convince them that I am the life of the party and important and was standing way over there talking to them and he needs to leave me alone.
Oh, so you're going to make a scene. Okay, so for the triumph, I'll give you a free upgrade on your scene. What would you like to do with the advantages? You have 4 of them.
Well,
So
part of it is that the effect is going to extend to all of the other people over here in the room.
you've been
Yeah.
slowly walking around touching everybody with your pheromones.
Yeah, so using them to draw some people directly to attention to you. Maybe.
Yeah, especially the most attractive males.
I'm just a helpless lady being accosted by this imperial buffoon. Okay, so while you're getting ready to pop that, because I love that, I'm going to ask for a deception check or a charm check. Either or those are going to be good with lots of upgrades. In the meantime, what is Korzak doing?
Do I notice this going on?
Yeah, I'm assuming you're keeping her in the corner of your eye. I mean, you guys have worked together, to keep
Okay.
a cautious eye on till, decides she might leave without you.
No. So we're friends, but not that close. No.
Loyalty among smugglers. You trust nobody.
So the crowd I have here pretty enthralled in what's going on.
Mm-hmm. And you kind of know, you notice out of the corner of your eye, the Imperial officer, looked at her and she got real close up in his grill, and then she's about to start a scene. You've noticed.
Right. Um so I will, as I've got them enthralled, I will kind of slip out of the scene as they're all like now chattering amongst themselves.
Can I hand the crystals off to you as you kind of slip out of the group that I'm amassing around me?
Not
You're still
yet,
over.
because
Yeah, you're still over in your area there. I got to head your way, so that's what I'm doing.
Well, no, I've been walking around the room charming all the men.
Well, remember you cozied up to him right here.
No,
So
you're
you're
engaged. Yeah,
currently chest to chest with him, pressed up
right,
against him, ready to make this scene of "How dare you, Copperfield!"
right.
Or
But you're making eye contact with people near you to draw them in.
uh,
So yeah, I will kind
in
of
other words,
meander.
what's Korzak going to do before all hell breaks loose?
Yeah, so I'm moving over nearby. Like, dear, what's going on?
Okay,
Yeah,
so
it's like, can we
that'll
help
add
you,
another
sir?
blue dice that you're getting very concerned for your dearest. Okay,
Okay.
so we're gonna do a 2 blue and an upgrade.
And as I walk by, I look over to see if she got all the gems or not.
It does look like she pocketed the last one right before this,
Okay.
Imperial caught her red-handed, so to speak, with a
Yeah.
beautiful fuchsia-colored crystal in her hand, and the empty display case, except for some of the historical antiquities. So I've got 2 blue, 1 upgrade, and it's only 2 purple because you guys have blended in with this crowd so well. It's just going to take an average push to get some gentlemen suitors here to protect you.
So I think the best bet is if I hand these off to him and signal him to just kind of slip out of the fray.
Well, remember, you are wearing a holographic outfit that looks like a slinky dress. No pockets. See, I'll throw that out there. Where on this dress could she hide a blaster? I don't know.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much that's going to hold up if he starts hollering for the guards to actually search me. Like, obviously, I'm going to try to prevent that, but with everyone else in the room rushing over to my defense, I think maybe it's better if I hand the jewels off to you and you slip out the back.
Okay, so that would be you doing a stealth or deception rather than popping off the help me part.
Okay.
Yeah, I would probably do that next round. I would probably try to get the extra people involved. Just that will
So
add extra distraction.
Because it's a great plan and I like it.
This gentleman is being incredibly inappropriate.
And go ahead and with your charm or your deception, as you basically are playing that you're being accosted by this imperial officer who's not behaving like a gentleman.
He made obscene advances to me and implied that he'd accuse me of some sort of crime if I didn't comply.
Ooh. So go ahead and make that roll.
Oh, shit.
And you've got 1 success, which is all it takes. But so you have 5 advantages, which is advantage all day long. So would you like to spend 3 of them to extend the effects an extra scene?
Yes.
so that like immediately like the ladies of the party are pulling you away and immediately like separating the two of you as the gentlemen are pushing up saying, "Sir, that is hardly the ways of a gentleman and an officer. I served in the Clone Wars," and this old big mustache guy gets all in his grill with the old man mentality. You know, he's going total boomer on him. In my day, officers did not accost beautiful ladies. And literally, you guys notice this twist in the feel of the room. It's almost like she's been dosing the ladies with enough joy and the boys with enough happy joy. That immediately a few of the ladies are pulling you away protectively and making sure that you're okay.
Would the other advantage assist me in handing off the jewels to him as I go away to the other side of the room with the ladies?
I will give you an upgrade on that for him to come take them from you.
Okay.
To skullduggery between the two of you as you do a handoff as your husband is lovingly attending to you as you've been accosted. Do you want to attempt that skullduggery?
I sure will.
Okay, let me set up your pool. Oh, as the plot
I'm better in
thickens.
skullduggery than you, right? So.
Yeah, because mine's just 2 green.
So you now have 2 upgrades and a blue against 2 purple, because people are not quite looking at you. They're looking at the guy that was just accused for copping a feel in public. Very ritzy public.
This is not that sort of affair. All right.
So needless to say, there's this beautiful handoff that happens. It's totally 2 smooth criminals doing a handoff where he like pulls over, gets close to you, and you're like practically sliding the jewels into his pants. I mean, he literally has like a huge lump of these jewels.
Well, I got robes. She knows where the secret
where the folds are.
The robes are.
As you're like, you totally want to get to a droid and drop these off because your pants just tripled in weight. And she's whisked away to the ladies' refresher to compose herself and make sure she's okay.
Just where?
Which is totally this direction. The very top of the map. They're like, let us take you this way to the refresher so you can compose yourself.
When I'm doing the full Karen all the way. Never in my life. The nerve.
And what about your droid? What is R3 doing?
He probably. I mean, I told him to stay there, and I haven't signaled him otherwise.
Okay.
So he probably would stay there and wait to see what. Wait to see what my partner and the other droid do.
Okay.
So, I don't know if Korzak's gonna rendezvous with the droids or.
So yeah. So at that point, so they whisked her away. So we got people up on the face of the officer right now.
Yeah, there's a crowd of gentlemen of all different age brackets getting up in this guy's face, so he's like really uncomfortable, but he's still like, you know, you see he's got his hand on his communicator because, you know, it looks like a salt shaker. I mean, if you wanted to try, you could try skullduggery to swipe it from him. That's an option. I mean.
Yeah, no, my skullduggery is not that good.
Okay.
So, do I want to do that or do I want to like slip out? Choices.
Do you want to try slipping out stealthily or use deception of where is my wife?
Yeah. Well, so I was also looking at like doing a tirade on him to start bringing him down, but I think I'll hold off on that.
Random voice from the crowd. You so-and-so. You should feel
Right.
ashamed of yourself. Strip him of his rank.
Right. Yeah, but I think we'll make a slip for it, and I'll kind of give a little hand signal to for the droids to kind of follow, and I will do probably a deception out as I'm moving through. I'm like, can you believe what the officer had done to that lady? And
What kind of people did
kind
they
of
invite
draw,
to this party?
yeah, and kind of so that way more people are kind of crowding over that direction.
Okay, so I'm going to give you a upgrade on that one.
Okay.
Give me a deception as you're basically making your excuses to excuse yourself.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, bring a balance back to the force.
All right, ready?
Yep. Okay, so people are clearly seeing you leave. It's probably because they know the two of you are together and they're just like, oh, the poor dear must be checking on his wife. I hope she's okay. I hope he finds her quickly. As the Imperial officer kind of like sees you leaving, just enough, he just like sees your head parting that direction and kind of like
Right.
mumbles something into his communicator. You can't quite hear what it is over the general roar of people poking at him because there's lots of finger poking going on. Of, you, sir, have no authority here. This isn't some Imperial base, it's your Moff's home. Someone get the Moff. He needs to address the situation immediately.
Oh,
It's like one of the
Jesus.
last things you hear as you walk out.
Oh dear.
Yeah, no, that's not good. And I use the advantage to get a strain back because I'm probably going to need that.
Because you're walking casual. Okay. So, screen swipe to Till and the lady's refresher. These gals are pampering you, making sure you're okay, giving you tissue, a drink, an alcoholic beverage, water. Do you need some pills? I have stim if you'd like to recover some strain. Seriously,
And
one of the
speaking
gals
of,
pops open her
I
little.
think I will take one.
yeah,
It was such a strain.
Okay,
and speaking
so
of
you will be
refreshers,
full strain if you take one of her stim pills. She gives you the stim pill,
Okay.
and you're just like, ooh, I feel fresh. Oh, so pretty.
Oh, oh, I feel quite myself again. I can't thank you enough.
And she's like, it's okay, dearie. I take some of these just to get out of bed some days.
and with the refresher, if we can take a quick 5.
Sure, it's probably a good time to take a quick break. Smoke it if you got it. Get some beverage. Try not to choke on a corn dog, as the case may be.
Yeah,
Yeah, don't do that.
All
cool.
right. And when you get back, so we know everyone's back, just click a force dice and roll it.
Cool.
That's the one in the middle. All right. Break time.
All right, be right to back. All kinds of extra stuff in there.
As chaos ensues. Dun 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 dun.
Are we all back? I think we're all back.
Dun, 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 dun.
Just she didn't roll horse dice. She just rolled.
See, I figured if I start making some Star Wars music, that always works. So I may have to step away in a few if the dog starts barking outside. Because she also wanted to take a break. So everybody back.
You've been so busy this week, your poor pupper.
Oh, she's happy. She's getting spoiled. After all, I didn't eat all the corn dogs myself. So back to where we were, where there's a meeting in the ladies' room,
Right.
and someone's going to throw down real soon. So
I'm racking my brain if I'm ever going to get them to disappear so that I can disappear. It seemed to have become a project.
So you could try a charm or deception. Just I need alone time. I just need space. Do you want to try to do that on these ladies who are so intent at taking care of you?
I'm going to thank them all profusely and tell them I feel much better, and would they mind if I had a moment to compose myself?
And just as they're about to answer that, I'll be right back because she's losing her mind outside. Poor puppers. I'll be right back.
So you're headed up this way. So
Yes.
if I can entangle myself, I mean the exit's right over there at 3.
Yep.
And the moth's going to be coming from the other direction. Maybe I can do a will you guys go see if he's gone? Then I'm going to face it.
There you go.
Oh, then, too bad you're not coming up the other side.
And then I'm going to slip the gems onto one of the droids here in the hallway and send them ahead to the ship.
Yeah, they're smart droids. I mean, they'll peek out the door, and if there's guards over there, they're not going to go running out willy nilly.
Yeah, and I mean droids are typically ignored.
Send them ahead to scout and see if there's a clear path to the ship.
Yeah, and they're less likely to be looked at or searched and stuff.
Should get them little holographic jackets so they can look whatever whatever droids we want.
Or change their color pattern at least.
Yeah.
Look like a little.
Turn yourself blue and go follow that guy around for a half hour.
Yep. Look like little Imperial droids instead of just random droids.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry about that. That part is brought to you by puppies, because droids make the loyalist puppies.
Right?
And you don't have to take them out to go potty. Okay, so, excuse me. So you're going to try to convince the ladies to just leave you be?
Yeah, so I need a moment to compose myself, and then I'll come back to the party. But could you all go and see if they've removed him yet? I obviously don't want to face him again.
Okay, so at the moment, it is going to be a hard check because you made them very, very concerned for you. They really,
Good.
really, really want to take care of you. So I will. Are you using your pheromones to tell them to amscray?
Yeah, and I'm sure my husband must be right outside.
Ooh,
I'm sure he'd
good
like to
call.
step on me.
So I'll give you blue dice for that as well. So go ahead and give me charm or deception to get the protective ladies brigade to just leave you be. You just need space.
Whew.
As unfortunately they're just no dearie, you we're here to protect you. We will take care of you. And one lady in a beautiful little green sequiny kind of outfit that seems like shimmer on its own comes up and says, dearie, my husband, he is the Moff here. We will get this sorted out and get you taken care of. It's okay.
Well, as I joke on that sim pill I just swallowed.
Just stay here, and I will personally go get my husband, and we will get this all sorted out. You have nothing to fear. See something, say something is what the Empire always says. We will get this situated for you.
Are we sure?
That brute should not be allowed to serve in my husband's empire. And just the possessing, loving way that she says that's kind of scary.
Just all got so trippy and surreal all of a sudden.
That would be the stim kicking in right now as your eyes dilate. And she will immediately tell the ladies, no, just keep her here relaxing. Keep giving her beverage to drink, and I will be right back. So as you know,
so she's gonna go find them off.
Yeah.
She's coming from the bottom of the
she
map.
seems to be heading off, and as conveniently as Korzak is coming down the same corridor that she's going down because she's heading past you. She sees you and immediately says, "Oh, your husband is in the ladies' refresher with the rest of my closest and dearest friends. She's totally safe." And this she starts doing the sweetest thing of she does the hand to your elbow. She's assuring you that she's safe. She's being absolutely accommodating and adorable to you. And she just like wrinkles her nose and she's like, and I am so sorry. My husband invited that the officer because of the work he does. I will go get him immediately and we'll get this straightened out for you. I am so sorry.
Her husband. Great. So I catch that real quick and like, oh, good.
What the hell have I just done?
You're very gracious, my lady.
As all of a sudden in your head you're playing back hollow recordings of the last parade on this planet and you're like seeing her waving next to him with her $1 million smile. And you're like, oh God, it's the Moff's wife.
Yeah.
Okay. You need to get out of here.
As I pass her, I kind of pop over to the side real quick and with R3 close behind, I stop real quick and I will transfer if there's nobody else in the hall or if I can tuck into a little side area, kind of tuck the gems in a compartment on R3.
Kind of like dump them into one of his, empty compartments.
Yep.
R3 kind of wiggles and jiggles so you hear the gems kind of twinkling down inside him. He's excited. He's the briefcase.
Yep.
Call me R. McGuffin.
And basically going to instruct the both of them to head towards the ship.
Okay, so you're like, hey, you guys know where the ship
Yep.
go to the ship now. Go to the ship because oh my god.
Yep.
Okay? And they will immediately give you the whole and head off towards the ship. Do do
Yep.
do 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 do.
And then I'll come here and be like, knocky knocky.
Okay, you knock at the door and immediately this like you get accosted by the sound of the gaggle of ladies tending to, till. And the refresher door opens up and you can see people like look to make sure you're not seeing anything inappropriate, which is not a problem because the refresher is divided into two sections. The nice
I'm
sitting
giving
room.
you the Lord, get me out of here look.
And just give a little grin for a second. Just kind of
Enjoy the
imperceivable
moment.
grin, enjoying the fun of watching.
As immediately the ladies start recognizing you, that you're with her, and they're like, oh, do you need a moment? The moth will be here soon. And one of the leaders of the henpeck squad does the whole ladies out, let them have a moment together.
Yes, please, if you could give us some time and if please, I've got her. I appreciate it. We'll wait here for Moth. If you want to go ahead and go back to the party, I appreciate everything that you've done for my wife and me. So against that brute, but please, I don't want to distract you from the party any longer.
So do me a favor. Give me an easy deception roll or charm. I'll let you do either one. And I've got a
Okay, well,
blue dice added.
all right, yeah. Now my deception's definitely better than my charm. So
Sometimes
As there's this
you
gaggle of
feel
18 women that you're trying to get out of your way.
yeah, it's like please, just I so appreciate it, but don't want to take away from your time,
Because these Southern Belles ain't going to let that crap fly at their party.
right? And I'm sure your husbands could probably use your support.
Oh, ready when you
And
are.
did you add my upgrade?
I did.
Okay. All right, so let's see deception. Here we go, and boom.
So immediately you start putting on the charm with these ladies, and it's really awkward as you're standing in the doorway and you have to move back enough that these literally 18 women, one at a time, coming past, patting you on the shoulder, giving you pleasantries, and you're just like, go, 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 go. Till is giving you this look like, oh my god, what happened here? She's got her hands are full of tissues that she's been given.
Yeah, go give them hell, ladies. Back up
And
your husbands.
there's not a tear on my face, but
it's all the pheromones glistening that they think is moist tears. You have the cheetah, tear marks from your pheromones. It's not real tears, it's pheromones.
what can I say? I did this to myself.
Pretty much.
Okay, so you guys have a momentary reprieve as the droids are heading towards the exit.
Yes.
Okay. And the ladies are all going down towards
Yeah, they're going back out here.
room.
Yep, they're all heading back towards the common area, and they're just terribly upset. As
Can we make a break for it while the whole hubbub is going on and the moth is trying to figure out who did what to who?
Yep.
What do you want to do, dear?
That's my idea. So as soon as the last one kind of slips around the little bend there, we will try to head that way.
Okay. So do me a favor as you immediately grab her hand, pulling off the big plush seat that they parked you at that feels like you're sitting on clouds. I'm assuming you're trying to skip out unseen, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, being casual about it. Yep, just kind of.
Okay, just flying cash. Somebody give me a stealth for your discretion. And by the way, you're hearing some kind of foobar happening down here. Basically what it is the commander talking with these gentlemen who are very upset with him, and then a squad of troopers coming in to back the commander up that were looking for troublemakers.
Right.
So some very important people are getting into fisticuffs with Imperials right now. totally
Nice.
fun thing to happen. So
Nice.
That seems like a really good time to disappear.
give me
Right.
a stealth roll. Whoever's got the best stealth.
I am
Probably
still yellow.
that's probably going to be you because my stealth is just 2 green.
And
Oh, I
I'm
got 3
giving
green, so
you
not much
two-
better.
Giving it 2 blue. 1 blue because of the fracas happening over in the central area, and 1 because you're working together.
Cool. We'll let you roll. 3's better than 2.
Okay, here I go.
Okay. So you guys are rushing out. You know, you got the classic scene. You're probably holding hands to just speed each other up down the hallway, running as quickly as possible. When you zip by this corridor here, you notice that some folks that are just like trying not to be in the room where the fight's happening are staying back, and they clearly make that eye contact with you. You know, when you're running by and you look, and there's that moment where time stops and you're both staring at each other, and the jaw just drops a little, seeing you guys running out the door.
I blow them a kiss as we run away.
And what would you like to do with those 5 advantage?
I mean, they could help me get out of there faster before anybody has a chance to get a word in edgewise in the fracas, right?
So for 3 advantage, you're taking an extra maneuver.
Yeah.
You know, because just because you went so fast, that's why your stealth failed. You ran extra fast. Okay. So you
And-
guys get here.
Yeah, and I'm doing as I go by, like the little penguin hand thing. You don't see us. As I duck through the door.
We're not the guests you're looking for. So you guys notice that the droids have left, but when you guys get around the corner, the droids did not tell you, but there's 2 guards right here. As soon as you guys zip around the corner, you see the guards. Obviously, you hear the door shut, so they just like let the droids go because it's droids. They're probably
Right.
getting something or starting somebody's
Droids.
lift up or their hover car
Yeah.
up or whatever.
Yeah, droids do droid things.
Yep. And as soon as you guys come running around the corner, what do you guys do when you make eye contact with these 2 guys? You kind of come around the corner and their hands kind of slowly go to their holsters, not like they're drawing, but just that cop ready stance.
Right.
You take me outside for a breath of fresh air. I'm just so unwell.
My poor dear, I'm so sorry. And, grab onto her and stuff to help support her.
And the guy on the right hand side gives the cop hand out of just stay where you are. And he basically starts to say under, in calm indoor voice that unfortunately we are currently on lockdown. No one is allowed to leave the facility.
Is that what all the mayhem down there is? It looked like a fight was about to break out.
And he just nods affirmative, and he just needs you to stay where you are.
But sir, my wife is distraught and needs some fresh air. You please we'll wait right outside the door.
And you get the idea that he's standing firm. Now, does someone want to do a charm or deception or pull a gun and shoot them?
Boy, that was a very.
I mean,
quick...
they are stormtroopers, right?
It escalates quickly.
Yeah.
We'll try the charm first. There's always time to shoot after.
Right.
We don't have any force points, so I guess it's pure charm all the way.
Look at you rolling before I could click it.
I was gonna say.
Well played.
Make sure he's got it set up, but
yes, it was set up. So immediately you're just like, hey, let us go. It's cool. It's just 1 foot out the door is all we need. Just some fresh air. And the guy seems to like firmly no. He's got that face where he doesn't want to listen to any shenanigans, and he's saying no. But you do have 2 advantage and a triumph. If you wanted for the triumph, I'd let you guys basically get to do an ambush round on these guys. Go once each before they get to do anything. Or I should say we roll initiative.
don't like it when people say no to me. I think they're about to say yes.
No is really a yes after we get to know each other.
Right?
I
Vera
mean,
and Jaina with their holsters.
Falleen are the roofies of the galaxy. I mean, after all.
Yeah. Well, yeah. The other thought was maybe using all that to maybe have his compadre like question him, and kind of push back on him.
What would you guys like to do?
Yeah, it does suggest that the Triumph could cause one of the NPCs to kind of become permanently predisposed to assist us.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a terrible suggestion.
Yeah. Just a thought. I mean, a little quieter than blasters.
That's true.
I just want to see her
to
dual
explain
wield their
where they
blasters.
came from out of distress either. So he could question his buddy and say, "Are you out of your mind? Do you know who they are?"
I walked to the refresher and saw that everybody loves these guys.
Yeah.
Okay,
just,
so that's what you want to go for?
Yeah, feels like sympathy
The
and
Moth
help.
wife herself has gone to fetch the Moth himself to make sure that this woman is all right.
Okay, so basically you're burning the suggestion there, which I like both of those, that it's going to be beyond the original target. So immediately his buddy, the one that's obviously a little bit ginger for an Imperial, he kind of puts his hand on his partner's shoulder and just like dude, they're just going to go outside. Look, they've got no weapons. Where would she hide a blaster in that dress?
Nobody's cars are parked on this pad.
We let the droids out because they're droids, so letting two guests out wouldn't be bad. I mean, think of your career, man. You don't know who they are.
Where are they going to go? The guests all parked on the lower pad.
And he kind of backs his buddy off, but his buddy's still like, I can't let you go. I mean, if you want, your wife can go outside and get a breather while you wait here. Because sadly we failed, so I just can't let both of you go.
Right.
Yeah.
And he's just like, your wife can go get some fresh air. We'll leave the door open. And he like kind of zips his card on the door and it opens the door. And you feel a nice refreshing breeze come in.
Okay, well, I'm leaving.
That's fine. And
I'm not necessarily leaving because I don't know that you put the crystals in the droid.
No, you don't.
I like how she puts that in that may affect her leaving if she's got the crystals in the droid.
Obviously, think in the like mind there on money's important.
I kind of give you a little winky wink and hope that you're going to go cause a distraction somewhere and draw these guards away while I'm waiting for you outside.
Well, that or...
And by distraction, I mean you're the distraction.
Yeah, well, that or I shoot them.
Well, either way, while you decide what you're going to do, I can go see if there's a boot on our car.
Well, you should be able to calm the droid. Or do the droids have comms? Huh?
The droids do have comms.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, off in the distance, over by where the ship is parked, the droids go zippy bopping as fast as they can. I mean, they're doing a full Johnny 5, running at full speed to get there. And when they get there, they realize the ship is in fact locked down and would require either a mechanics check or a computer's check, whether you're hacking it or you're pulling out your buzzsaw and doing, a solo on it.
Well, we have taught them to always try the quiet method first.
Right.
And blast after.
So it's R3, then RB.
Holy.
So sadly, I'm going to say you're going to have to re-roll that because I had no difficulty dice in there yet.
Right?
Yeah, you got to slow down on the clicking. Make sure you set up.
I'm too clicky
It's
clicky.
okay. You're just excited. That's all. You made it out of the building. So go ahead and give it a try for the slicey slice. Okay, so immediately R3 goes up there and he plugs into the boot jack that's on there, and immediately the clamp starts grinding and retracting back into the pad because he gave it the all-purpose access code. And basically, you're realizing that it comes right off of the ship, and they're giving you the green light.
Cool. All right. So I am going to go off on this guy. I'm going to be like, look, my wife's been through hell. She just got accosted by one of your officers. How dare you keep me from her? We just need to step outside. I demand that you let me by right now.
Ooh, that almost sounds like a scathing tirade, doesn't it?
Pretty much, yeah. Because yes, if I can cause them a little bit of stress, then, you know.
Okay, I will give you a blue die on that, by the way.
The other guy's probably sitting there going, I told you.
That's kind of where it's coming from. The other guy's just like, dude, just let them go. They're just getting air. They probably want to make out, you know. They probably had too much to drink. You know, there's that guy Bob that got demoted for the rest of his life because he kept the emperor's favorite niece in check.
Yeah, and I'm like, when the moth comes to talk to us, I will make sure to let him know your incompetence.
Oh, okay. I will turn that blue into an upgrade then, since you're name dropping. Moth Zaan is not putting up with crap today. Go ahead when you are ready.
All right. And what am I doing? Coercion or
Scathing tirade or coercion?
Yeah. Well, it's coercion for that. So, oh wait, oops, gotta make sure I got the right character up here. There we go. Because RB's not going to scathing tirade very well.
All you hear is rah, 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 rah.
Right.
Sounds like Chopper.
Well, that can
giving somebody crap.
Very scary though. You know, depending on how those beeps come out. All right.
Okay, so you basically give him the talking down, you know. It's that almost military talking down where it's just like, dude, this is your career on the line. And while you're doing that, there's like a bead of sweat going down your temple because you're like, she gonna leave me. She gonna get to the ship and she gonna leave me. She doesn't know the droid's got the crystals. If she finds that out, she gonna leave me.
Yeah, well, and I put it in, unfortunately, her droid was the closest, so they're on her droid, so.
Who's probably dancing around jingling with jewels inside.
Right?
I'm RB Dazzled.
So that's 2 successes, so that's what, 2 of them, right? So because the others are additional points, so both of them are affected by it.
Okay. So you take 2 strain and they each take a strain as there's this really awkward moment where the guy just kind of like, I understand, sir. You just need to speak with my superior. And he's no longer got his hand on his blaster. So he's like, just got both hands trying to calm everybody. One pointing at his partner who's saying, dude, just let him go outside. We'll watch them the whole time. We can see them out the door. And the other hand is kind of like, just please stay there, sir. As you're sitting there feeling sweat go down your butt crack. You're not sure exactly how you got more stressed out than they did.
Right? Yeah, that's not how that's supposed to work.
1 strain because you're trying to attack these guys and letting you go. 2 strain because you know your ship might be leaving without you.
A lot of things are not exactly going the way they were supposed to this evening.
Right?
A lot of things.
Well, we've gotten pretty far without shooting, so, without much shooting, so.
no lethal shooting. I mean, think about it. You've left no actual corpses behind.
Right. All right. Are we going to have to stun people now?
So, Till, how far out the doors are you going? Are you just like bolting for the ship, or are you standing out there like, I'm just after catching my breath?
The droids gave me well, the droids told me that they're on the ship, the boots off.
The boots
so
off?
I'm probably, in that case, going to be standing reasonably close to the door because I know Korzak and he's going to come fighting his way out any moment.
Okay, so you're close enough that you can help contribute?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I'm off to the side right here. You can't really see me. I'm off the screen. But I'm like right behind the door where it opens.
Okay, I just wanted to see if you needed a stealth roll to sneak away. Okay, so the guy's just like, let me call this in, and he's reaching back for his radio to just, talk to see if he can let you guys out. He's gonna name drop to help get you guys out, and he's like, and what was your wife and your name again, please?
Yeah, as soon as he starts bringing it up, we're going to take the drop on him.
Okay, so you no longer have the drop per se, but let's roll initiative. There was totally the drop earlier, but you didn't want it. It's okay.
Well, we're talkers. We try to talk our way,
Thankfully, it's unexpected.
I don't like to have to use things.
Wow, that was a really good 2 green roll.
So what are we rolling?
You are expecting it because you're jumping him, so I'll give you the option. But they're rolling. Wow, you rolled way better. Look at all those advantages.
Yep.
So you're at this point of you're just like, screw it, we're gonna drop some bodies to the floor, and you start reaching for your holster, and he sees you reaching for your holster, and he starts to change from radio to holster because he's realizing you're not giving him a name. You're going for your gun.
Okay, that's all right. Better than radioing.
I mean, at least it went for the thing that makes less noise, I guess.
Right. Makes noise, but it's not like broadcast across the whole compound.
Saying, hey, the assholes are over here.
Right.
So you guys are at short distance. They're going to aim. And
Yep.
pretty much in unison, they're drawing and shooting at the same time.
What? The other guy is like on our side for a second. Wouldn't he be like half delayed on like figuring out what's happening?
Okay, well, since they're a minion group, I'll give you a black die. How about that?
Okay. Well, put 2 because I have defense. Because I mean, he was like, what, dude? Come on, wait, whoa, what are you drawing for? Wait, what's happening?
No, I got you. I like that.
It's like, whoa, why did we escalate all this?
I'm sitting here over here against the door, waiting to see if I hear blaster fire.
Wow.
Ooh,
wait, where's my purple? Where's my purple?
Thank God. Thank God.
Oh, never mind, because the upgrade. Wait, I put that in the... Let's scratch that roll. I upgraded the difficulty, not the advantage. Bad roll. Bad.
I kind of liked that roll.
Yeah, same here.
I hated that roll. It's bad. It's bad. As they pull out their weapons and shoot. That's an even worse roll. I don't like that. As they're so hesitant to hit you that they pull out and basically just premature fire, and you see stun bolts just blast the floor and blast the wall, as they're going to give the next one of you guys to go a black die. Just because the general chaos of there's now blaster fire.
Right.
So who's
stun
going
bolts are
next?
quieter than the blaster fire, right?
Yep.
I will go next. So, assuming that I'm probably a little more prepared since I'm initiating instead of her. So,
okay.
And I will shoot the one that's been like, the main problem.
Are you
With
bothering to
stun.
aim?
Sure. Yeah. Why
Okay.
wouldn't I?
One purple and a blue.
Yeah.
Ready when you are.
And you said he gave me a black, right? You got that in there?
You're right. No, I did not.
I'll
Good checking.
be honest.
Good checking.
All right, ready?
Yep.
All right.
And is your weapon on stun or not?
It's done.
Okay.
It is done.
Oh, look at those nice stun shots.
You just don't always see a bad guy with a conscience these days.
Right?
I'm not a bad guy. I'm just
So you immediately
all about freedom.
whip out your Reaper, fire a stun round off from the hip. You hit the douchebaggy guy immediately, and he goes down like a sack of potatoes, leaving the other guy standing there like, what?
These are like really basic troopers. All right.
These are those minions you've been looking for. Okay, so as he hits the floor, what's Till gonna do?
Well, I gotta get the door open again, right?
No, the door's still open.
No, they left it open because they were
Okay.
wanting to kind of keep
Because
a
they're
general eye on
basically
you.
watching you.
So all I have to do is swing through the doorway with Jane and Vera.
And shoot the other guy that's like, wait, I was just defending. What's going on? Wait, what's
I
going
was
on?
on your side the whole time.
I have a feeling that if I stand here and talk to him, he's not exactly going to be as on our side now that we just whipped out guns and shot his buddy.
Well, but who drew first?
Okay, so you're going to be dual wielding and shooting both your blasters?
Yes.
Alrighty, I've got your difficulty set.
Alrighty.
Okay, so you whip around the corner and you fire both of your blasters. The second shot goes kind of stray and hits the doorway, but that's okay. You just left a big smoking hole in the wall. But the first shot, it went home. Oh, that's right. On those guns, you've got the paired guns quality, so it does add 2 advantages if you want the second round to hit. But needless to say, the first round did its job.
Yeah, I think the second. Well, I guess it doesn't matter.
Yeah, if I took him down with 9, I'm sure 10 lethal's going to.
So you bury both of your bolts into his body just for professional courtesy.
Yeah,
As there's 2 smoking craters in his chest as he falls to the ground, going but.
Got a reputation to upkeep, and you killed the poor guy that was like, kind of a good trooper. Really? Can I stun the asshole?
Not my fault you're allergic to violence.
That's totally going to be your tagline. It's not my fault you're allergic to violence.
It's just one of those that pairs well with my verbal skills.
Perhaps the other troopers that are about to come running over here might pause momentarily as they look at that, and it might be allowed us to escape. Should we move now, please?
Yes. After you.
Okay, so you guys run.
Have the ship idling. Where are the crystals?
They're secure.
What does that mean?
Means we need to get to the ship now, so we can get to the crystals.
Okay, now the question is, were you guys having the droids warm the ship up? Because I did just hear someone say that. Okay, so the astromech that has piloting skills is immediately, plugged into the ship and turn the engines on, and you guys come running up to the pad, which I'll flip the map because I made the map, so I might as well show you the map.
Right.
You guys come running up to the pad. You see the ship's already got smoke coming off the engines. It's all ready to go. You guys run through the gates. You see the ramp open because, it's ready and waiting for you guys, that little steam rolling off the ramp as you're just ready to come hit the button to close the ramp and get the hell out of here.
Yep.
And you hear the familiar sound of TIE fighters on regular routine patrol as you hear the As everything's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's cool. Okay, so you guys get in the ship. You strap in. You're all ready to go. The ramp is closed. No troopers have messed with you yet. You guys were super subtle in the exit strategy.
We were good. Politico worked in this situation very well.
Especially when people are slapping guards to wake them back up, except for the nice guy. It's because he was a ginger, wasn't it?
Yeah, he told us.
Killing them means you're not killing someone with a soul.
Ouch.
Had to say it because he's the one KIA.
Yeah.
So you got the engine going. The ship is ready to go. Are you going to plot a course out of there, or just fly by the seat of your pants and hit the engines and run?
Oh no. RB, I'm assuming yours has the piloting. R3.
He has one green.
Oh. What's this astrogation?
Oh, he has astrogation. He's good at astrogation.
So
Like
go
what?
ahead and give me an astrogation roll.
Well, wait a minute. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out. So what's your astrogation on him?
1 yellow and 4 green.
Okay, so it looks like RB is actually our pilot and astrogator because he's got piloting, he's got space, he's got 1 yellow, and his astrogation's 2 yellow, 2 green.
Okay, RB.
It's almost like the mechanic should be able to fly a ship in an emergency.
Yeah, well, it would have been nice if like the slicer flew and the other astrogated, but that's all right.
That would be too handy.
I know.
You can either fly it or fix it. You can't do both.
Yeah. It's like having it all on the one. All right, so what do I need to do to get off the pad? He doesn't need to make a roll on that, right? So
give me an astrogation check if you're going to have him plot a course first.
Yeah, well, that's what I was going to say. Plot first. All right. Are we diced up? Of course.
We are now. As I gave a pause.
Here we go. Hey.
Dude. Big damn successes. Immediately he's like, I'm assuming we don't want to run into that Star Destroyer in orbit, right? And you guys are like, right. You get that unison moment where you both look back like he's an idiot. For the smartest astromech droid out there, you're an idiot. And he's like, okay, plotting a course without running into Imperial entanglements, as it's called. And how would you like him to use those advantages? I mean, those are pretty good ones they're suggesting there.
Yeah. Well, we don't need to resupply at the moment. So yeah, probably reducing travel time and convenient travel route. As far as convenient, meaning less busy route.
Okay, so basically for 3 advantage,
I'll give you to conduct additional business, and we have crystals to offload.
No.
We'll sell them to another moth on the planet, right?
Yeah.
So
we need to work on your droid and get them piloting or something so that they both can do everything.
So for 3 of the advantages, you guys will plot an insanely fast course out of the gravity well.
Okay.
I mean, literally, it's a straight up 2 degrees and hit the gas. And it completely will avoid the orbital defense platform on one side and the Star Destroyer that circles on the other side. And any of those TIE fighters that are floating around out there, because, those guys can be jerks. You still get one extra advantage you can use to get strain or whatnot back. Or give a blue dice to the next person to go.
Where the Falcon does a barrel roll and just, flips the TIE fighters out of the sky.
Yeah, takes more than one, but I think he'll take a strain back as he is He is down to 7 out of 12, so he'll take a strain back.
He's got to recalibrate that motivator.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to see what happens when they have a bad motivator.
No.
No.
And then you see him later on The Mandalorian with grease marks where the motivator exploded.
So I was gonna say, did you catch that?
Uh-huh.
That was the bad motivator droid.
Yep, with R5.
Yeah. And there was a thing I was reading where he purposely faked a bad motivator because of threats from R2 so that he would be picked, which I thought was kind of interesting.
Because he was all about escaping to do his mission because he was on a mission.
He was on a mission and had to get to somebody to show the video, so he basically, the theory is that yes, he told R5 to, before moving up, told him to act out so he could be replaced. I'm like, okay.
Gotta love Star Wars.
I know.
That and how much we who love it put into it on top of it.
Right?
Why do we all love C-3PO so much when he's such a jerk?
Because he's the whiny girlfriend of R2-D2.
Yeah, right?
Or the emo boyfriend of R2-D2, depending on which way you want to gentrify.
Yeah, I would probably go more emo.
He's that guy who follows the rules. We're rebels, right? I always go by the whole Spaceballs version. The Nannybot.
We're Nannybot, yeah. So, all right. So plot's good.
So you guys get in there. Till's popping switches and flipping, ignition coils on the ship. The engine's roaring to life.
Yep.
Go ahead and Till, give me a piloting check. Don't roll yet, though.
Yeah.
Okay, you can roll now.
Yeah, when he says those things, don't click the button.
Right.
I had to remove that bad upgrade that for my dark side. I wouldn't want you getting hit with that. And you do have 2 destiny points, by the way, in your favor if you want to flip one.
Ooh.
We are in space now, correct?
No, you're ready to take off. This is to see if you cream into the building or not.
Yeah, you're diddy-mowing off the pad there, like.
Oh, this is planetary.
You're pulling it. No. You can still use
it's
space.
Planetary vehicles like speeders and.
Gotcha.
Dewbacks and things like that.
Well, good.
Okay, let me put your upgrade in there. Your upgrade is in. You've got this. You're totally fast and furious. See? Oh, wow. A lot of those dice didn't do much.
Yeah, it was a lot of nothing going on, but enough to do what we needed.
I love those suggestions. Okay, so you immediately follow the course that your astromech droid puts up on your heads-up display. You cram the accelerator, and you rip almost straight up to the point of you're seeing like sonic booms going down into the ground behind you. You're totally pulling a Top Gun. You're flying at supersonic speeds above the actual track. You're booming as you're going up. It's probably
seeing every other vehicle in the atmosphere around us as we leave and gaining insight into their formation and what they're probably about to do next, as well as their vulnerabilities in their plan.
Yeah, I mean, if you wanted to sneak past these guys as a smuggler, you totally would see a hole in the Imperial blockade procedure that you could exploit against future Imperials, especially this one.
There's always a hole, right?
Obviously, he prefers the old Republic style instead of the new Tarkin style. I could totally sneak back on this planet if I wanted to. We are so totally never coming back to this planet.
Never.
So you guys hit orbit. You see far into the planet looking to your left. There's an orbital defense platform. Far to your right, you see a Star Destroyer starting to crest that pie shape cresting the atmosphere as you're comfortably seeing the little on your scanner, the little gravity well indicator that you are in the green for hitting your hyperspace. So where is it you're wanting to head?
Jeez, talk about an open-ended question.
You can just say the nearest shadow port, where smugglers go to hang. Or you could say, hey, I want to go to Hut Space to be super safe. Yeah, super safe.
Yeah, someone owes money to the hut.
Yeah. Well, but we got tons of money, so
Well,
I
no one
gotta
gets
keep.
those. We got to sell them before their money.
Well, I'm sure they would take one of them for payment and then some.
You could
So
totally get a chest full of them and just kick the chest and say, you're taking this. I'm sure a great and powerful hut can liquidate this themselves.
yeah.
As they're like, hey, and I'll take a 10% exchange rate for myself.
All right, so we'll head to Hut Space, but we're hiding the majority of these crystals in strategic places around the ship in all our little smuggle holes.
Like where you hid them last time?
No, I think we'll
No.
do a better job.
You'll have more time to properly hide them this time.
Exactly. We're not being boarded, and quick, kick that down that vent.
Yeah.
Totally. These are safe if we put them in the water dispenser, right?
Yeah.
They're not toxic, right?
And then the fish tank is part of the decoration of the.
Hide them like diamonds in the sand.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, it's where I'd hide the diamonds if I had them.
We're diversifying our funds.
Your portfolio is being diversified.
Instead of all in one basket, we're diversifying.
Put a couple under each bench in the life pods, just in case you have to cut and run quick.
Right.
So go ahead and, since you're picking a super easy spot to get to, and I'm assuming you're picking a spot you've been to before, right?
Yeah.
Give me an astrogation check.
All right.
Super easy.
R3.
It's a place you've been before. I'm totally not going to push the dark side button that I'm tempted to push because it's always great to do a hyperspace jump and click it because if something bad happens, you ended up somewhere else.
Yeah. I'm all good with. Oh, you're gonna do it. Okay. Well.
So R3 clearly plots the course, and you slide that hyperspace button for the engine up, and it goes boop, 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 boop. And you get the streaming stars, and you're just like, hey, we got a good 16 hours before we get there. Get some bunk time, relax, stash the gems. So I got a quick question. Who's going to check where you guys stashed them before?
Sure. I got 2 yellow perception, so sure.
Oh, I just mean who's going to pop the grill and grate and see if maybe they missed a gem or two.
Oh, yeah, sure. I'll do that.
Okay. So as she's hit the hyperspace, you felt the jolt. You kind of went over and you're just gonna, check because they may have missed a couple. You never know.
Well, and how could they have found that? I got to make sure if there's something messed up with that compartment.
And Korzak reaches down, he pops the access hatch off, and he slides it over there as the astromechs are looking at him, especially the one that's going jingle jingle when it wiggles and does its little astromech dance. And as soon as you look down the grate where you dumped them in a hurry, you kind of like need some light, so you pull a light bar so you have some light to see, and because you see a hint of a glint. So you light it up and click on the fusion torch, and immediately the beautiful white light bathes this air duct, and you realize, it takes like a half second for you to realize it, as you look up and go, huh, as you realize that your gems are still down there.
Oh, shit. That's better than I was thinking. I was waiting for they put a bomb there or something. I'm like, shit.
And then your astromech just does that little step-to-step dance, and you're just hearing the new gems that you've just appropriated jingling inside it.
I mean, they took our ship and our cargo.
And
Yeah,
just
those were his own gems.
imagine the camera zooming in on your face as you just do the whole Captain Mal. Huh.
And then I'm like, do I tell her?
That's the important question.
I waited for you.
Like,
as you kind of like start to turn to say something, but then you kind of pause, and that's when the camera would swipe to the Star Wars dun 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 dun. Does
well,
he
that's
tell
kind
her?
of scary. We're like exactly on time for what you put the scheduled time for. That's scary.
Nancy's good at that.
Wow.
Now the question is,
That's
does he tell her, or does he keep them for himself?
right, because that'd be really tempting. I mean, that's my debt and then some and plus, and I could buy my own palace and army and
Yeah, I wouldn't notice that at all.
I give it 6 months. That much cash will only buy the palace for about 6 months to a year before the debtors come collecting.
true. But hey, I
Plus, if
could
you tell
build.
them, you've got to keep the secret.
Plus, but I could build a hell of a reputation in that time frame.
Very true. Especially if you can get some underlings to start working for you so you can get their 10%.
All right. So, look at that. Only a handful of shots fired.
And almost all of them, non-lethal. I mean, who knew a group could get
Almost.
in and get out without actually taking a single life?
Right?
And then you have the Falleen. I mean, she worked hard for it. She had to kill somebody.
Right. It's like, look, I spent good money on these blasters.
Do you know how much money she spent on getting them paired? Come on.
Plus, I had to mingle with socialites.
It's going
That
to
hurt.
take a week in the refresher for you to get that off of you.
Right?
Exactly.
Think of how many of
Right.
those socialites you had to touch and be nice to and, schmooze. That schmooze doesn't wash off too quickly.
It doesn't. I still smell like their perfume.
Yeah, but the problem is it's not just a perfume. It's like a bunch
It's
of
all of
perfumes
the
mingled
worst Christmas
together.
ones. It's Chanel number 5. And the video is showing a Wookiee in the breeze.
Oh, God.
It can make even the hairiest customer smell like an Alderanian princess. And it just shows the Wookiee look up and a princess falling down in her flowing gossamer gown, and he catches her and she just blows him a kiss, and the Wookiee grabs his heart and faints. Chanel number
Oh,
7. Good
oh
enough
my
for an
God.
emperor.
Well, at least we avoided the moth.
Yeah, the Moff was going to be super surprised when he finds out a bunch of people were going after one of his troops who was trying to say, some people stole your jewels.
Yeah.
Your family jewels have been stolen.
Yeah. No. Yeah. That's not gonna bode well for us down the line.
He's not going to be very happy with guests either.
Yeah. We're
They're
gonna
not going
have
to be
a
invited to the next party.
yeah. That'll be a one unhappy moth down the road. Now that was good.
Yeah,
We worked quite well together as a political or
very
a
charismatic,
double face
charming
team.
team.
Yeah.
You totally pulled the Avengers, the old BBC Avengers,
Right.
where you got rough when you had to get rough, but you used your words.
Right.
Totally had that Spy Guy feel.
No, that was good. And I loved my scathing tirade taking out like 2 in one shot. That was awesome. That's why I was hoping to build towards. That's why I shoot for stun to build on.
Build that strain up, yeah, because it was perfect timing. Because
Yeah.
literally, the droid and the trooper were down to just 1 point.
I was hoping that's where the droid was. I figured the trooper was, and then it's like, okay, here we go. Let's hopefully get extra advantage, but one was enough.
Uh huh. But yep, and so of course end of the streaming of the Star Wars credits. Da Because we all have that in our heads, right?
Yep.
Because we love Star Wars. As I move the ship around.
Never really trust anybody who doesn't.
It's actually become one of my favorite gaming systems versus I mean I like my D&D still, but that's still I think it's my favorite with
Yep.
the whole dice system and stuff.
I've got to say, I am a huge fan of the narrative dice because you can have so much more play with them. I mean, even when
Yeah.
you get to crazy high levels, there's still good things, bad things, crazy things that can happen.
Oh
I
no,
mean,
it even
after
gets
all, you could be futzing with a door you didn't need to and set up a despair. Is this something I
Yeah.
planned? No, but it's something we can roll with, you know?
Yeah.
That's one
Yeah.
thing I love about it is even for the GM, it's got that whole what if, you know? It's almost like when you play Powered by the Apocalypse games where the idea is what's the question you're asking the dice? Narrative
Right.
dice are the same way. It's like, let's see what happens.
Well, yeah. I mean, and the higher you get, the thing is it becomes even more crazy because you could have two triumphs and shit. You could have two despairs all at once, and then what do you do?
Yep.
Yeah. This is just my second time playing a one-off on this, but I'm thinking playing a campaign and actually leveling up some would be pretty epic in the system.
Star Wars
Oh,
characters get
it's
really over the top when you can get the talent trees because each career has its own talent tree. And the beautiful thing is you can buy other trees so you never cap out on the level. So you could literally have Luke who's a podunk colonist, that's a career tree, that then goes to he buys into the universal tree of force sensitive.
yeah.
And then he builds up from that to once he gets a trainer, or like in Edge of Empire, you find a holocron, that can be your trainer, you find some old textbooks in a burning tree, and hey, I'm going to pick this type of Jedi because that's what I want to roll. I mean, I was
Yeah.
joking with
It's
friends that you can make Death Watch Mandalorians now.
oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Problem
Yeah.
is, starting characters have nothing near the armor that Mando has in the show.
Yeah.
Of course, as we've seen, he's been walking around with just regular battle armor and then finally gets his Beskar upgrade.
Which is pretty kick ass. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, gotta say.
Walking around the whole time thinking he's never allowed to take his helmet off.
Oh, but
My God,
if you're
I didn't know.
if you're caught up on the episode, I love that moment when helmets go flying off, and I'm like, oh, her hair color. I know who she's playing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then all of a sudden she's like, what? We take our helmets off.
Yeah.
So they're actually poking fun storyline wise to the whole canon of why don't you take your helmet off?
Or why is it like they're I love that they're going back in some of the latest series and movies and fixing some of the things that didn't make sense from before, some of the things that were contradictory in the earlier movies,
Mm-hmm.
or that people didn't understand, or that were mistakes, and now they're like adding all of this prequel storyline that explains them away. I kind of love it
Yeah.
because there were Mandalorians that could take their helmets off.
Well, Ren's whole line take their helmets off.
Yeah, the Owl Clan.
Yeah. They don't
Which
follow that.
I was so happy when you see two in Death Watch colors and then her with her owl crest. It's like, it's gotta be one of Sabine's people.
Yep. Yep. That would be kind of fun. Do a Mando
An all Mando
storyline.
campaign of keep the
Yeah.
coven secret.
That would be kind of interesting.
And remember, I mean, one thing that does reinforce Mando's I don't take my helmet off, technically Mandalorians are wanted criminals because they fought the Empire during the Purge.
Right. Right.
So it's nice to be able to, like, in the latest episode, you can take your helmet off and walk around the city out of armor and nobody knows.
Right.
And then you get to be Batman.
Right.
Yep.
So you get to have that secret identity of, I'm technically a Cantina wench, and I'm a Mando. And you got to do it in the Batman voice. I'm a Mando.
Yep. I'm a Mando. Yeah. Yeah. No, the Star Wars, the whole the dice thing, and just there's so many elements from different time frames, and now we got the new one that's coming out soon. The what was it? The
Oh, the High Republic, yeah.
High Republic. So I mean, there's just so many options. I
So we're
mean,
going to get to see Jedi in more of a Jedi high day before they got embroiled in the Clone Wars, which was not good for them.
yeah, where they're more like, I would guess, kind of the paladin feel
Mm-hmm.
about,
You get that cleric, paladin, crusade feel,
yeah. So,
where they can
but
clearly be the good guys and not using clones as robots.
yeah, but I
It's
mean
like,
the mix. It's like you can be Outer Rim, which is a whole different thing. You can be highfalutin inner,
mm-hmm.
Coruscant and stuff. You can be, you got the Age of Rebellion. I mean, there's just
Yeah,
so
I mean,
much
and you
mix
can
and
totally do
match.
just an Imperial game too, where you're playing
Yeah.
pro Empire. I mean, so it's like that Timothy Zahn book where it's a squad of stormtroopers that defect
Mm-hmm.
because they had to, because an ISS agent was going to arrest them all and get them executed for a crime they did not commit.
Right. Yeah.
you
I
know,
mean, there's just so many options. It's amazing.
mm-hmm. And I gotta say, I am a fan of how Fantasy Flight came out with the three main books, so that you had the scum of the universe, the military, and then the Jedi stuff.
Right.
Because that way it paced it out. The fluff books, they probably could have like combined two fluff books in one, but that's just me wanting more for my bang for my buck.
Well, no, no, no. That's where it does piss me off is they, oh, here's this module, but in the module is like 3 new races, new gear. It's like, wait, I don't want the module. I just want the gear and stuff. So it's
Hmm.
like the way they chained a ton of stuff into, special source books sucks. But,
Yeah.
but, but the fact that you can have such a mix of character types working together, um, I mean, yeah, I mean, we haven't really, at least I haven't done any with you where like an Imperial, where, you're like Imperial agents or something. And I mean, because even then you could still be Edge of Empire and playing bounty hunter with the Imperial agents, or,
Hmm.
I
Yeah,
mean,
you
there's
get
so,
the full gambit.
yeah, there's so much you can do.
Like I ran one which was like a three-parter that was an Inquisitor and his Stormtrooper squad.
Right.
Of course, this was before we found out all about the whole the black armored clad troopers, which would have been so cool for that because the Jedi hunters from the video game would have been
Mm-hmm.
so cool getting to use that information and stuff.
Right. I mean, you could do that. I mean, but you could even, like I said, you could even throw in, say, a bounty hunter or
Hmm.
a hired gun that's, been brought into the team or something. I mean, there's so much you can do. It's just such an
It's modular
amazing,
in the nice way
yeah,
because
yeah,
whatever story you want to tell, you can tell it with this system.
yep,
I know I had to laugh because the Genesis system, the Fantasy Flight's generic
hmm,
version of the rules, they've actually come out with a magazine that they sell on Drive Through RPG for free
oh really,
that has the different flavor kicks for the stuff they haven't covered in the books. So you can have, here is a steampunk one, which they just released last month. Then they've got mutations. So if you want to be in a wasteland, mutation thing, here's a bunch of quick things you can add to your game to make it feel very crunchy mutationy. Or the
yeah,
urban fantasy magic. If you're a fan of Dresden, here you go, Dresden Files with Genesis.
Hmm.
yeah. No, I know they're starting, yeah, coming out with some of the different stuff, but even then, I mean, like if you look at fantasy, I mean, you basically fantasy, you got mages, rogues, fighters, priest type, or clerics, paladin. Star Wars, though, it's so much.
Hmm.
I mean, they don't quite all fit into any of those necessarily pigeonholed roles that you're limited to in a typical fantasy realm or whatever.
Yeah, because you could
Yeah, I
even
love
have
playing a wizard, but I'd take a Jedi over a wizard any day.
Right?
Space Wizard.
Right.
I mean,
But
hey,
even
you can
them,
you can even make a Night Sister now.
right?
When the Old Republic, I mean, when the Clone Wars book came out, they had the Night Sister tree. So you can pick whatever career you want for her, and then you take the generic tree that gives you actual Night Sister magic.
Right.
Because there's nothing cooler than attuning a weapon to yourself that for take 2 strain and you teleport the weapon to your hand. You could make some badass killers that way.
Yeah. But even then, there's the variants, if you call them the wizards, are much more subclass than what you have in a basic D&D concept.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this Star Wars has become like this amazing. You can be almost, you can be kind of anything you want, and a blend of so much.
And then it's nice because so much blends into Star Wars that if you're watching something, it totally feels Star Warsy, but it's not. And it's not like they have to force to make it feel that way.
Right.
Like, Firefly, that's just Edge of Empire,
Yep.
Space
Pretty
Western,
much.
boom.
Sometimes you're watching Star Wars and you're convinced that you're actually watching Firefly, but you're not.
Chronicles of Riddick, boom. I was just watching that one the other day. That totally could happen in an Old Republic game.
Right.
Yeah.
You're literally, they have the colonist class, so a bunch of the guys who didn't have cool skills other than stuff, those are colonists, It's just that Riddick happens to be a badass super killer that probably is tapping into the dark side. Because reasons.
Well, is it dark side or is maybe more gray?
From a certain point of view.
And now we're back to Gandalf.
You shall
Because,
not
technically
pass.
a gray could use a little bit of both, right?
Uh-huh. Well, see, now depending on, that's the beauty of Star Wars, there's so much info. If you look at from the old school Star Wars, because you're using predatorial instincts to hunt and kill and track, and technically good guys are using dark side powers by that regard, which is where you get the shadow, the Jedi shadow, and the Sentinel, because
right, but
Mace Windu,
and they use dark and do good.
Yeah, you just dance on the dark side, you pull a Batman,
Right. The example is my one shadow that, literally murdered a freaking unconscious Sith Lord and still got light side points.
Yeah, by the end of the game, you came out ahead because she was a Sith. I mean, I love that in that game mechanic, the whole, everybody was like, what do we do? And you're just like, Bzz. Yeah, she's suffocated. She's still breathing. Bzz.
Yeah.
Because she was a Sith that could have taken your whole team out.
Yeah, you would have loved if you had been at that game. I had people that have gamed with me and stuff, and I'm like rolled on the side. We took a break, and I rolled to see what I was going to do, and I was a shadow Jedi, basically with intent to hunt down Sith and stuff, and it came up dark side. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna murder her. People were like, no, don't kill her, and people looked at me like, really? Wait, you don't do that.
Well, let's put it this way. This single Sith that ran into them completely by accident because a despair came up, ran into them in a small hallway with 5 of them and her. And she was winning the fight until the droid started evacuating oxygen from the hallway.
Mm-hmm. Way to go, little droid.
And then the player had to leave the game at that point.
Yeah. Yeah. But somebody was like, one of the players was like, oh, okay, I'm going to finish her off. And they're like, a bunch of them were like, no, stop. And I'm like, oh, wait, here, I got her. And then, whoop, lightsaber right in her chest. And they're like, just jaws dropped, looking at me like, no, you can't do that. That's not you.
But you're playing your character, which is why it was so freaking awesome, because you're a shadow, which is basically the Jedi secret police.
Yep.
And, maybe you don't want to try to see if she's redeemable, because the chick was a badass on the dark side. Yeah.
She was.
Doesn't take much to realize, oh yeah, she's gone. She's too far gone.
Yeah. It was fun, especially just the reactions. That was one of those on video would have been great capture for crisis moments.
That does sound fun.
So, because it's typically not my, I just don't go that route typically. So,
Typically, you take the softer side.
Yep. So that was fun. But yeah, I gotta say, this is probably Fantasy Flight, Star Wars. It's probably got to be one of the best game worlds for flexibility, capability. Overall rounded everything you can do and so many options. Pardon me. It's like getting ready to start a new D&D campaign. It's like, okay, now what do I want to play of the handful of classes?
Mm-hmm.
Here there's so much more.
Yeah,
So.
that's what. And the thing is, Star Wars can do any story you want to do in Star Wars. I mean, let's be honest. New Hope, that's really Excalibur. Young boy, young orphan boy finds a wizard who gives him a magic sword and teaches him a few tricks.
Yep.
Now go fight the evil empire.
Yeah, as long as he doesn't push the button while he's looking down the barrel. I always love that shot. It's like, oh, look. Like, oh, my God.
Give a kid a laser weapon. What does he do? Looks down the barrel.
Yeah.
What next? You get Boba Fett's rifle and you look down the barrel of that. What does
By the
it
way,
do?
I like your mapping, by the way. I realized where that's all coming from.
Oh, yes, borrowing from Knights of the Old Republic.
Yeah.
In a pinch, it's really nice because you
And
can
in
do
the last
that.
campaign, it's like, wait, he stole this whole storyline. Our Tuesday game?
Yes, you've realized that that's technically just the Smugglers story arc.
Yes, it is, because I have started back playing the game because my buddy's playing it for the first time, so I'm like back in playing it with him and stuff, and I'm like running through a smuggler going, wait a minute.
This sounds
Wait
familiar.
a minute. Holy shit.
Well, seeing as it was the first mission, you got to keep it kind of loose and open, so it's like better to borrow and refile the serial numbers and add little things to make it your own, Giving you guys each side quest.
Yeah, it's like, wait, now I know why this seemed somewhat familiar. But it's been 100 years since I'd played. It's like, okay.
You don't have to reinvent the wheel every time.
Especially when it's the group's first time together. It's like try to keep it very basic.
Mm-hmm.
And then throw in side quests for everybody that they have to complete.
Yeah, that was a cool twist.
Like giving the hired gun a job to go rough somebody up to pay their money.
Yeah. No, I like that because I don't think you've done that, at least not in groups I've been in yet, where you had kind of the little secret side missions. I like that. That was kind of made it pretty interesting.
Gives it that personalized touch of, I got to do this thing, but do I want to tell the group I got to do this thing?
Yeah.
Especially, which I didn't really do it this time, but if something was at odds with somebody else's quest.
Oh, nice.
That's always the fun one. It's like, both of you have these secret things to do, and I'm directly lining you up in opposition on each other. Which I think I've done in a couple different games, where I've done the whole, this person needs to rescue this person, and this other person needs to kill this person before they get away with information. And then you get the subtle tug of war happening of, I'll protect the guy. No, I'll protect the guy. Let me go off with the guy. Can I secretly pick up one of these guys' arrows so I can use it to murder the guy with?
Nice.
Of course, that's when you want to push the drama.
Right.
You don't want to do that too much, but you still want to do it on occasion.
Yep. Very cool.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty, guys, cool. So it is that time, so we should probably be calling it a night, because I know I need to find where my fourth and final corn dog is hiding.
Uh-oh. Plus you need to answer the group DM and Facebook too.
Oh, have they messaged for tomorrow's game?
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, yeah, there is a message.
Your corn dog is not hiding inside your dog.
Right. if you weren't paying attention, there might have been a little bit of a skullduggery maneuver there.
I know. The missing corn dog is in the microwave.
Yeah,
I use the bread box to hide the corn dog. I know better.
there you go.
When you have a
Well,
German
Maria,
Shepherd, nothing on the countertops are safe.
nice,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, we always used to hide everything from the Huskies in the microwave.
Well, it's been a
Because-
pleasure, Maria.
You as well. Hopefully we
So-
get to see you sometime.
Hopefully, you here in Tucson.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So cool. Very possible.
I'm in James's Monday night game.
hmm
What's that?
I'm in James's Monday night game.
The
Oh,
Monday
okay.
night Mythic Odyssey of Theros. D&D.
Okay. Nice.
Not
I
as
went
cool
to
as Star Wars, though.
short rest last night. Was there through part of the trivia night.
Nice.
Oh, I've been wanting to check that out.
You haven't been to short rest yet?
James just took me for the first time last week, but I keep seeing their trivia night on Facebook, and I keep thinking that would be really fun. But
It was good. It was. I didn't participate, but watched. There was 5 groups. So it was good. They had a pretty good crowd.
And they've
I've
got
lost
the
a lot of business in my life, but I think I'd lose harder at that one.
and they've all got the Saturday night late night D&D too.
Yes.
I have not talked to who's running it yet, but it's going to be somebody good, I'm sure.
Well, Saturday night, yeah, and then I think they got. What did I see? I saw something. They got Pathfinder coming too. I think tomorrow or something.
Yeah, I
on
think
Sunday.
I
So
think Sunday is where they're fitting in the Pathfinder group.
yeah, so it's very cool.
And X-Wing is back.
Yes.
Speaking of Star Wars.
Yes. So, but no, yeah, short rest. The feel and stuff there is nice.
And the
He's done
beverages
good.
are nice.
Right. Well, I'm saying the whole atmosphere, the feel and atmosphere, and the ability to have drinks. It's he's done well with that.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, cool guys.
All right. Later, guys.
Have a good one.
Thank you, Jim.
You're welcome. Have a good night, guys.
Night.